रखा है। आज श्रद्धांजलि दे रहे हैं हम उनको जो रजौरी के अंदर शहीद हुए हैं।
यहाँ पे जो टारगेट किलिंग रजौरी में हुई है, जो 3 दिन पहले हिंदुओं की टारगेट किलिंग हुई है, हम उसके खिलाफ आज यहाँ पे प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं। आज हमने उनके लिए श्रद्धांजलि सभा भी रखी हुई है। ये बॉर्डर डिस्ट्रिक्ट पुंछ में आज पूरी तरह से चक्का जाम है। उसमें सनातन धर्म सभा, विश्व हिंदू परिषद, बजरंग दल, भारतीय जनता पार्टी की ओर से और व्यापार मंडल के जितने संगठन हैं और जितने सामाजिक और धार्मिक संगठन हैं उनकी तरफ से पूरी तरह से आज बंद है, जिसका आप रोष स्वरूप इस समय देख रहे हो कि इस समय पूरे सुबह से लेकर इस समय तक बिल्कुल पूरी तरह से मुस्तैद हैं। कार्यकर्ता सारे लगे हुए हैं बंद की कार के लिए। और ये जो हम अपनी सरकार से अपील करते हैं, अपने प्रधानमंत्री जी से अपील करते हैं, गृह मंत्री जी से अपील करते हैं कि इस बार फिर कोई बड़ी सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक करने का वक्त आ गया है और पाकिस्तान जैसी नापाक जो मुल्क है इसका बिल्कुल समूल विनाश करने का समय आ गया है।
All right, Gursimran is bringing us the latest on this. Gursimran, of course, there is considerable anger amongst the killing of minorities in Rajouri, but what is the main demand of these protesters?
See, the main demand of these protesters remains that there should be a final action that needs to be taken against the Pakistan, because time and again the Pakistan has tried to target the people in Jammu and Kashmir to destabilize peace, and this time they have resorted to the minorities killing in the Jammu region, which was considered a safe when it comes to the terror activities, because this area has remained terror free for almost a decade. But all of a sudden this incident taking place where the terrorists have come and fired at 4 houses, killing 4 persons, and then followed by an ID blast on the next day, in which 2 lives of the children have been lost and 8 others are injured. So this is one of the drastic act of the terror that has taken place in the Jammu region, after which the people are agitated. They are agitated with the police, they are agitated with the administration, but what they want is that there needs to be one-time solution of the Pakistan that is pushing terrorists into the Indian territory to carry out these kind of act of terror, because time and again it is the Pakistan that wants Jammu and Kashmir to bleed. This has been the clear-cut policy of the Pakistan establishment, to bleed Jammu and Kashmir 1,000 cuts. So they are working on that policy. So the people want that there needs to be another surgical strike so that the terror infrastructure can be wiped out, and this needs to be a foolproof surgical strike so that there is an end to the menace that is being carried out by the Pakistan in Jammu and Kashmir. See, those 2 terrorists who have carried out the killings of 4 people followed by an ID attack that took life of 2 people, they are still at large. Massive searches have been launched by the security forces in the upper reaches of the Rajouri and the Poonch district to nab those terrorists, but since it's the 4th day of that brutal killings, the drastic terror act that has happened, the forces as of now has no vital clue about their presence. What we are getting to know that they are hiding in somewhere upper reaches of the Rajouri only.
All right, so search operations for the 2 of them still on. Thank you very much, Gursimran, for joining us with all those details. So as Gursimran is pointing out, of course, search operations continue for the 2 terrorists who are believed to be behind this attack. Actor turned politician Gayatri Raghuram, who was also a functionary of the BJP, took to social media and announced that she was quitting the party as there was no safety for women under the Tamil Nadu BJP state president K. Annamalai. Raghuram, who had been at loggerheads with the party's leadership over a period of time, once served as the head of the party's arts and culture wing. She was suspended from the party last November for 6 months for bringing disrepute to the party.
We are here for I'm here for 8 years, so I was here for 8 years, I can say, and I do worship Modi ji as a hero, but apart from that, what he has reached to the people is what matters a lot, and he has done so many things, and I do like Annamalai's orator skills and everything. But when it comes to it, is entire BJP has to take credit. BJP is fighting DMK. It is not Annamalai ji alone is fighting DMK. It is BJP is fighting DMK. That's how the narrative should be.
And Vashani is reporting on this from Chennai. Good morning, Vashani. So, you know, in that comment that she made, it appears to be extremely clear that she has been at loggerheads with Annamalai for a while, and she somehow seems to think that he's trying to take undue credit. Is that the problem?
Nupur, it has been going on for a while, and she was also recently suspended from the party by the Tamil Nadu BJP state president Annamalai for openly speaking about certain things, and she's also been complaining about lack of safety and security for women in the party, and she's been stating various reasons because of that, and there has been a war of words that was happening between the state president Annamalai and her for quite some time now. It was opened out in the air that went on between Gayatri Raghuram and Annamalai. And now that she's taken this big step of submitting her resignation from the party and completely calling him out on Twitter, and also speaking about what really went down inside the party with under his leadership, and speaking about so many things out in the air, it has definitely raised a big controversy about the kind of leadership that is going on, and a huge expectation is also prevailing right now as to what would be Annamalai's response to it. Basically, she has put out claims about how his leadership is, and there needs to be a response from Annamalai on this, and that is the expectation from the people as to understand why these kind of allegations are put upon him. Therefore, this has been an issue between these two, that has been going on for a while. And now that she's come out in the public and put out a resignation, and even more given stronger allegations against him, this has now become this major issue right now.
All right. So, anything else that you're hearing, Varshini, in terms of whether she's heading to another political party, or or she's just quitting and not joining someone else?
Well, as of now, she has not mentioned about that, because even in the resignation speech, she's spoken about how she thinks that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is the only leader, and that is why she had worked in the party for almost 8 years now. So, as of now, she has not mentioned about anything else, but there could be talks going on with other parties as well. But time and again, she has also spoken against the DMK party. So as of now, sources also do not,
All right. I think we're running into some audio trouble with Varshini over there. We'll fix that and go back to her. But Varshini, for the moment, thank you very much for joining us. So, Gayatri, of course, saying that she is quitting the party because of the Tamil Nadu BJP chief Annamalai. Now, making a shocking revelation, the Delhi hit-and-run case victim's friend Nidhi claimed that the accused knew that the girl was under the vehicle, but they dragged her. Anjali was dead after a scooter was hit by a car, which dragged her for about 12 kilometers in the early hours of the new year. Her body was found in outer Delhi's Khanjawala. Now, the 5 accused have been booked for culpable homicide are presently under police custody, and the nation is demanding justice.
There is insurmountable anger on the streets of Delhi. The only call is for justice for Anjali.
डिमांड यही है कि जो अब की जो है ना दिल्ली पुलिस, जो दिल्ली सरकार है, दिल्ली की जो लड़कियां हैं, हिंदुस्तान की जो लड़कियां हैं, उनको सुरक्षा मिले। वो जॉब करने जाती हैं, वो पढ़ने जाती हैं, वो रिश्तेदारों के घर जाती हैं, वो अपनी मायके से ससुराल जाती, ससुराल से मायका आती हैं। उनका अधिकार है, रोड पे चलना अधिकार है।
And the past 60 hours have proven that the anger is legitimate, because only now has the police found out there was a pillion rider too.
सभी तरह के एफर्ट्स कर रहे थे, उसमें हमारे पास क्लू थे, उन क्लू पे काम हो रहा था। उनके आधार पर हम अक्यूज उस जो विटनेस है उसको हम ट्रेस कर पाए हैं। पुलिस इन्वेस्टिगेशन विटनेस ने ज्वाइन किया है और कोर्ट में भी उनकी स्टेटमेंट हमने 164 सीआरपीसी के तहत रजिस्टर कराई।
Only now have details of the hotel Anjali was at before her demise surfaced.
पर हमें आपको दोनों को रूम दे दो, तो हमने रूम दे दिया। दोस्त आए रात को, शायद आए थे उनके दोस्त, पर वो नीचे यहीं से बाहर से नीचे से लड़ती हुई दोनों लड़कियां चली गई थी, फिर बाहर से ही चली गई।
Only now have 7 more men who were at the hotel been questioned.
देखिए, स्पेशल सीपी शालिनी सिंह जो हैं वो स्पॉट पर पहुंच चुकी हैं और तमाम उनके साथ आला अधिकारी जो हैं वो पहुंच चुके हैं। अब ये पूरी की पूरी जो जांच पड़ताल इन्वेस्टिगेशन है ये शालिनी सिंह के अंडर में होंगी और ये शालिनी सिंह अभी मौके पर पहुंची हुई हैं। स्पेशल सीपी दिल्ली पुलिस शालिनी सिंह, क्योंकि गृह मंत्रालय ने इनको अपॉइंट किया है इस पूरे मामले में, अब ये पहुंची हुई हैं शालिनी सिंह जी और ये जायज़ा ले रही हैं मौके पर पहुंचकर जहां से ये स्कूटी बरामद की गई थी लड़की का। पूरे सीन को जो है वो दिल्ली पुलिस की तरफ से रिक्रिएट करने की कोशिश की जा रही है और साथ ही साथ जायजा लिया जा रहा है, क्योंकि इन्वेस्टिगेशन जो है वो एक नए सिरे से शुरू कर दिया गया है। होम मिनिस्ट्री की तरफ से जो है स्पेशल सीपी शालिनी सिंह जी को अपॉइंट किया गया है और ये वही स्पॉट है जहां पर उस लड़की की लाश मिली थी। देख सकते हैं शालिनी सिंह जी जो खुद पहुंची हुई हैं। रात का लगभग ये समय हो रहा है, इस वक्त एक बज रहा है और इस वक्त जो है शालिनी सिंह और दिल्ली पुलिस के तमाम वो अधिकारी जो हैं इस वक्त स्पॉट पर पहुंचे हुए हैं।
Nidhi, the girl who claims to have been riding pillion, has suddenly chosen to speak up after 60 hours of pin drop silence.
उसने थोड़ी ज़्यादा ड्रिंक कर ली थी। ड्रिंक करने के बाद उसको होश नहीं था। हमारी इस बात पे बहस हो रही थी, सबको ये जानना है ना किस बात पे हमारी इस बात पे बहस हो रही थी। उसने कहा था मैं ड्राइविंग करूंगी, मैंने कहा था कि तू ड्राइविंग नहीं करेगी, मैं ड्राइविंग करूंगी। जा रहे थे, आगे से गाड़ी आ रही थी, प्लानो है तो गाड़ी हम लड़की आगे गिरी, मैं साइड में गिर गई, फिर टक्कर हो गई, वो गाड़ी के नीचे घुस गई। अच्छा। हाँ, लड़कों को पता था कि भाईजान उनके नीचे एक लड़की है। लड़कों ने जानबूझ के इस मौत को अंजाम दिया। उनको पता था, लड़की नीचे से चिल्ला रही थी, मैं होपलेस हो गई थी।
Ladies and gentlemen, is the only eyewitness to what happened on the intervening night of the 31st and the 1st with the victim in the entire case. But the question is, why did Nidhi not speak up earlier? Why did she not go on to the cops and tell them that this is what happened with my dear friend? Why are there so many inconsistencies with what Nidhi has essentially said?
Our reporter recreated the journey late last night and the findings are clear. Still no cops and still no clarity on how no one could feel a body stuck in the car axle.
जो गाड़ी चलाता है उसको बहुत जल्दी से मतलब महसूस हो जाता है, कुछ भी अगर मेरी गाड़ी के नीचे आ रहा है तो हमें तुरंत पता चल जाता है। और जबकि कोई इंसान अगर हमारी गाड़ी के नीचे आ रहा है इस तरह से, तो इंसान की बॉडी बहुत ज़्यादा मतलब हैवी होती है। तो ये तो बिल्कुल कहने वाली बात नहीं है कि हमें पता ही नहीं चला या फिर कोई म्यूजिक था या कुछ भी है। ये तो सारी मतलब बेकार की बात है, हमें तुरंत पता चल जाता है। और दूसरी बात यह है कि ये रोड इतना ज़्यादा ख़राब है कि मतलब इसमें अगर कुछ फंसा भी हो तो भी वो झटके लग के निकल जाएगा।
An attempt to draw a timeline of the events makes it clear. The police swung into action only after 5 PCR calls were made and at least 71 minutes had lapsed.
आप जिस तरीके से ये पूरी घटना हुई है, क्या ये बड़ी साजिश हो सकती है?
बिल्कुल, बहुत बड़ी साजिश हो सकती है। ये सब सोचा समझा प्लान करा हुआ ही मर्डर है, जैसे भी मेरी लड़की के साथ करा है। पुलिस भी मिली हो, इन्वॉल्व हो, मेरे को नहीं कुछ।
The Delhi police cannot wash their hands off today. Why was there a delay in action? Why was the pillion rider discovered only today? If it was a hit and run case, when did the crash take place? And if the victim was dragged, then where was the blood trail?
And here's a look at what else is making news this morning. Prime Minister Modi on Tuesday outlined the vision for science for the next 25 years, urging researchers to make the country self-reliant and focus on converting their knowledge to bring about change in everyday life.
देश की सोच केवल ये नहीं है कि हम साइंस के जरिए विमेन एम्पावरमेंट करें, बल्कि हम विमेन की भागीदारी से साइंस का भी एम्पावरमेंट करें, साइंस और रिसर्च को नई गति दें, ये हमारा लक्ष्य है।
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh dedicated to the nation 28 infrastructure projects, including bridges and roads in strategically important areas of Ladakh, Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim and Jammu and Kashmir. The Defence Minister unveiled these projects built at a cost of 724 crore rupees at a bridge on the Anglong Yinikyong Road in Arunachal in his first visit to the border state after the transgression attempt by the Chinese troops in the Tawang sector on the line of actual control.
रणनीतिक दृष्टि से भी, स्ट्रेटेजिक पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से भी इन सब सारे रोड्स की अहमियत रहती है। वैसे हम लोगों का लक्ष्य यही रहता है कि हमारे सीमा पर रहने वाले जो हमारे भारतवासी हैं, माताएं बहनें हैं, भाई हैं, उनकी आवागमन की सुख सुविधाएं ये बढ़ सकें।
The National Executive of the BJP will meet here for 2 days in January on the 16th and 17th and is likely to endorse an extension in its national president JP Nadda's tenure, according to party sources. The key organizational body of the party will deliberate on its strategy for the upcoming state assembly elections and take stock of its preparations for the 24 Lok Sabha polls as well. An armed Pakistani intruder was shot dead by the BSF along the India-Pakistan international border in Punjab on Tuesday morning. The infiltration bid was detected in Gurdaspur's Ajnala sector at around 8 o'clock in the morning, and troops subsequently recovered the body of a man along with a weapon. The Indian Army's bomb disposal experts removed a live explosive which was found a day earlier close to the helipad used by the Punjab and Haryana chief ministers in Chandigarh. The national capital witnessed snarls in several places as the Bharat Jodo Yatra, led by Congress leader Rahul Gandhi, progressed towards Uttar Pradesh with hundreds of supporters in tow. As the Yatra moves across central Delhi, a huge police force was deployed to ensure that there is no untoward incident. Just a few days after its inaugural run, the Howrah-New Jalpaiguri Vande Bharat Express was pelted with stones in West Bengal's Malda. The incident prompted the BJP to demand an NIA investigation into the incident, while the Trinamool Congress hinted at a conspiracy to defame the state. A minister's statement cannot be attributed vicariously to the government even when applying the principle of collective responsibility. The Supreme Court has held on Tuesday and also said that there can be no additional restrictions on the freedom of speech for public functionaries. The TMC spokesperson Saket Gokhale has been sent to police custody till tomorrow. He will be in the Ahmedabad Cyber Crime Unit's custody. He was arrested by the Gujarat police from Delhi on the 29th of December in a case of alleged misuse of money he'd collected through crowdfunding. All conversions cannot be said to be illegal, the Supreme Court held on Tuesday while agreeing to hear the Madhya Pradesh government's plea challenging a High Court order restraining it from prosecuting interfaith couples who get married without informing the district magistrate. Now facing flack for inaction against the DMK functionaries accused of harassing a female constable at a DMK party event, the Stalin government has finally swung into action. The DMK's two functionaries, Praveen and Ekambaram, were arrested by the Chennai police and sent to judicial custody. Do remember that this is an incident that took place, I think, day before yesterday, where during a DMK rally, there was a woman constable who was apparently harassed by two DMK functionaries. The police tried to come and take action against these two functionaries. However, they were stopped by other supporters of the DMK. Thereafter, of course, we learned that the woman had, the constable had decided not to have any case registered against these two, and therefore they were let off. But now we are given to understand that after there was anger amongst people over the kind of treatment that was meted out to this woman constable by these DMK functionaries, action has been taken. The two DMK functionaries, Praveen and Ekambaram, have now been arrested by the Chennai police. They've been sent to judicial custody. Varshini has more details on this. Varshini, finally the DMK swinging into action, because till yesterday the sort of justification that was being given was that the woman had withdrawn her complaint.
Well, Nupur, yes, the woman was, after internal apology was rendered to the police officer, it was said that the police officer, the complainant, even withdrew her complaint. Therefore, the case was over, is what we were hearing from.
All right, I think we've been running into some trouble with Varshini's connection over there. But as Varshini was pointing out, of course, yesterday there were reports that seemed to suggest that after there was an apology issued by these two DMK functionaries, the complaint against them had been withdrawn, but now action has been taken. They've been arrested. You are watching The Morning Express, and still to come on Republic TV, day ahead of his father's death anniversary, the ancestral house of Biplab is set on fire. And for a second day in a row, stones are pelted at the Vande Bharat Express in West Bengal.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
Big questions being raised about why was there not enough police presence, safety of women coming out. They're saying capital punishment for the people involved, the 5 accused who are in police custody. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving. We are reporting live from Sultanpuri, and as the final rites of the victim are happening as we speak, anger in the streets of Delhi continues.
Now the Indian Army has taken the custody of the shell, and in fact they have taken this shell to a safer place where they can destroy it without any intervention of the civilian. This is the place, and this was the drum in which it was placed from this very much location to the approaching road. That is the reason Indian Army bomb squad team has lifted this shell from this very much place to defuse it in a controlled explosion. Indian Army has arrived at the spot where the alive bombshell was recovered in Chandigarh, and a few meters away from Punjab Chief Minister's residence as well as Haryana Chief Minister's residence. You can see beyond the sandbags the alive bombshell was being verified. Indian Army is doing a detailed investigation into this, and later this will be diffused with a controlled explosion.
These are the heart-wrenching visuals that are coming from the Dangri village of Rajouri, where 6 mortal remains are leaving from the Dangri village. 6 people, including the 2 miners who have been brutally killed by the terrorists, and they are now being taken to the crematorium for the final rites. This is really a heart-wrenching moment.
A lot of people saying that it's time to give justice to the Delhi hit-and-run victim. If you can see the visuals right now, these protesters just passed through the Sultanpuri police station. Their police presence is all here as well. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving ahead on this road. Big questions being raised about why was there not enough police presence, safety of women coming out. They're saying capital punishment for the people involved, the 5 accused who are in police custody. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving. We are reporting live from Sultanpuri, and as the final rites of the victim are happening as we speak, anger in the streets of Delhi continues.
Now the Indian Army has taken the custody of the shell, and in fact they have taken this shell to a safer place where they can destroy it without any...
I'm Niranjan Narayanaswamy in Mumbai, and this is Republic.
Days ahead of his father's death anniversary, the ancestral home of Biplab is set on fire. Second day in a row, stones are pelted at the Vande Bharat Express in West Bengal. The BJP questions why no action was taken after the first attack. The TMC says don't politicize this. On the third day of the Delhi hit-and-run investigation, Nidhi, the main eyewitness in the case, gives her testimony to the media and the cops. Actor Gayatri Raghuram quits the BJP, says women are not safe under the Tamil Nadu BJP chief Annamalai. Well, for the second time in 2 days, stones were pelted at the Howrah-New Jalpaiguri Vande Bharat Express on Tuesday. Now, the incident took place when the train was arriving at the NJP yard. The first such incident was reported on Monday in Malda. Now, what we're given to understand is that the stones that were pelted on the train have damaged the window panes of certain coaches. Earlier on Monday, of course, the Vande Bharat Express was also pelted with stones in West Bengal's Malda district. A political war after this, of course, has broken up with the BJP asking questions as to why this has not been investigated so far by the West Bengal police. Kishale is reporting on this. He now joins us live. Kishale, good morning. So, two things. One, of course, the political war that has broken out. Tell us a little more about this. But the other part of the story is also that this is not the first time it's happened. It's happened for the second time. What is the police in West Bengal saying about this?
Well, exactly, Nupur. Good morning, first of all. And as you rightly said, that there is a political war going on, and the reason is that this particular train was, in fact, inaugurated by the Prime Minister here in West Bengal on 30th of December last year. Now, what happened was, in that particular incident, when Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee was present, there was a controversy, and because some of the BJP members and some people who were there were chanting Jai Shri Ram, and she was quite angry, and she did not step on the stage, and she was sitting below the stage. After that incident, some portions of the political thinkers, some people and some of the political parties are saying that because of that incident, this is in a kind of revenge that is being taken by the TMC workers. That's the allegation. Some of the TMC workers are throwing stones. Some BJP leaders are alleging like this. Apart from that, the police is also trying to understand that who are actually throwing stones on this train. This particular train, C3 and C7 compartments are damaged. We can see that the doors, the glasses set on the doors are quite damaged and broken and shattered. Now the question is, BJP is alleging that Trinamool Congress workers are doing this because of that particular incident I pointed out. However, the police has lodged an FIR against unknown culprits, unknowns who have done this, and they are trying to understand, the police is trying to understand from the CCTV footages or from the locals that who are actually engaging in such activities. However, the people who are traveling, the travelers, the passengers, they are quite, some of them are quite afraid of the consequences because they were traveling in this train. And what if some of the passengers were saying that what if a big stone comes and breaks the windows and some people get hurt, then that will be a cause of concern as well. So at one hand, political war is going on. BJP is alleging that Trinamool Congress workers are doing this. On the other hand, police is trying to understand what is actually going on the ground, and the passengers are quite afraid of this repeated stone pelting on these trains. Nupur.
Now, you know, Kishale, we are given to understand that at one of these incidents, of course, the train was in the yard when it was pelted. I'm going to come back to you, Kishale. I think Mr. Poonawalla on the phone line with us. Mr. Poonawalla, good morning. Now, Mr. Poonawalla, setting aside political differences, many would wonder why people would attack public property, which is meant for them to travel. So do you think that there has been a laxity on part of the state government to act on this?
This is proof and evidence of the deteriorating law and order situation in West Bengal. First, the train was attacked in Malda, and now the train has again been attacked, apparently near the NJP yard. And this shows that the kind of Vikas Virodi mindset that also exists. These are a bunch of people, and I think that because Jai Shri Ram slogans were uttered at that program, and we know that Ms. Mamata Banerjee was visibly upset with that, and ever since the train has been under constant series of attacks. So this also shows a level of intolerance, and it shows the kind of law and order situation prevailing in West Bengal. And the intolerance levels are rising so high that even something that is meant for connectivity and vikas of West Bengal is now being stoned and attacked. This is the same place under Mamata Banerjee where we saw the post-poll violence. We've seen how a singer got cancelled just because he sang Mohe Turang De Gerua. So this is the level of intolerance and the Vikas Virodhi mindset that has now become part and parcel of West Bengal under Mamata Banerjee's regime.
Right, Mr. Poonawala, Mamata Banerjee, of course, on her part says that this is just a conspiracy to defame the state of West Bengal. How do you react to that?
You see, it is her state government and it is her law and order situation that she can handle. So if she is saying that somebody is coming there and doing a conspiracy to defame her government, then clearly she is accepting that she is incompetent to manage the law and order situation, because ultimately law and order comes under her domain. So for her to use that kind of excuse is only actually admission of her incompetence.
All right, Shahzad Poonawala from the BJP, thank you very much for joining us. Let me go back to Kishale, who's reporting on this from our Bangla newsroom. Kishale, there has also been a bit of the passing of the buck by the state government, because they say that it's the Railway Protection Force which essentially is responsible for, the safety of these trains. Do you perhaps think that, in that whole, and we've seen this often happen, where government property is involved, that everybody seems to pass the buck. The real people who pay for all of this, of course, are passengers who are inside.
Exactly, Nupur. As you've rightly pointed out, that the political side is that BJP is alleging, and as also Shahzad Poonawala said, as I was pointing out earlier, that because of that Jai Shri Ram slogan at that particular inaugural ceremony, these are the consequences coming from the TMC workers on ground. One incident happened at Malda, another one happened at Jalpaiguri just before the Vande Bharat Express train was entering the car shed. Now, as you've rightly pointed out, we were talking to the passengers, we were talking to the people who were traveling in that train, and they were quite afraid, because some of them saw that stone coming when they were traveling. The incident that happened in Malda, the train was traveling with passengers and there were stones that came and just stuck on the doors and window glasses, and the window was shattered. It was lucky enough that no one got hurt because the inside part of the window did not break. But what if, the passengers are saying, what if the stones are big enough and in large numbers that the whole thing breaks and people get hurt? We also saw before that there was another train that was going through that same track towards the North Bengal area, and stones were pelted on that train itself. So passing the buck is one thing. Whether the Railway Protection Force will take care of this, whether the police will take care of this, that's one thing. But the passengers are really scared. They're afraid of the consequences of these continuous stone peltings. The BJP is maintaining, however, that Trinamool Congress workers are doing this on ground and they have to be taken care of. That's the situation in West Bengal right now. Nupur.
All right. Kishale reporting on this. Thank you very much for joining us. The political war of words between the BJP and the TMC continues over the stone pelting incidents. Moving on now. In Haryana, the minister who had been booked for harassment. Fresh claims have now emerged as the victim has revealed that she's being pressurized to remain silent. Meanwhile, the Haryana chief minister has come out in support of the minister, saying charges are just mere allegations despite their grave nature. Here's more.
In a fresh development in Haryana minister molestation case, in which Haryana sports minister was booked for allegedly sexually harassing a woman athletics coach in the state. The victim has now claimed that she was being pressurized to remain silent.
तो ये प्यार से इसकी चीज़ें पूरी नहीं हुई, तो फिर इसने ऑफिशियली हमेशा कोई ना कोई ऐसा एटमॉस्फेयर तैयार किया है कि ये लड़की तो चल के मेरे पास ही आएगी। और जब मैं एक एम्प्लॉय हूँ तो सिंपल सी बात है, मैं डायरेक्ट उनके अंडर में काम कर रही हूँ, तो इन्होंने हर वो चीज़ की, बाज नहीं आए अपनी हरकतों से। तो मेरा सब्र बिल्कुल पेशेंस जवाब दे चुका था और इसीलिए मुझे आना ही पड़ा बाहर।
Stepping in next is her lawyer, who further questioned SIT, which has not interrogated the minister yet, but called the accused for about 4 times. Earlier in the day, Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar, who was seen backing the sports minister, called the charges a mere allegation.
एक महिला खिलाड़ी ने उनके ऊपर अनर्गल एक आरोप लगाया है, लेकिन आरोप लगाने से कोई व्यक्ति दोषी नहीं हो जाता है। उसकी आगे पुलिस छानबीन करती है, उसकी चंडीगढ़ पुलिस भी छानबीन कर रही है, हरियाणा पुलिस भी उसकी रिपोर्ट इकट्ठी कर रही है। जैसे रिपोर्ट आएगी उस हिसाब से आगे करेंगे। खेल विभाग के मंत्री नहीं रहेंगे, इसलिए उनको वहाँ से हटा दिया गया है ताकि इंक्वायरी ठीक से हो और दूध का दूध पानी का पानी हो। जैसे उसकी इंक्वायरी की रिपोर्ट आएगी उसके बाद आगे के।
The accused, while resigning, dismissed allegations against him, calling them baseless.
आप सबको पता है कि एक माहौल क्रिएट किया गया है मेरी छवि को ख़राब करने के लिए, और एक खेल विभाग के जूनियर कोच ने जो एलिगेशंस, गलत फॉल्स एलिगेशंस लगाए हैं, उसकी मैं चाहूँगा कि अच्छे से जांच हो। जांच चल भी रही है, और जो भी रिपोर्ट आए, जो भी दूध का दूध और पानी का पानी आए, निकल कर जब बाहर आए तो उसके बाद फिर माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी अगला फैसला लें।
However, on the other hand, Chandigarh police promised to conduct a probe. Soon after the news broke out, Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar on January 1st chaired a key meet with top DGS and CIDS. Currently, a probe is on, but the minister facing the grave allegations is not behind the bars.
मैंने सुनी है उनकी सारी बात, ध्यानपूर्वक सुनी है। मैं मंत्री जी से भी बात करूंगा और मुख्यमंत्री जी से भी बात करेंगे और बिल्कुल इंसाफ करेंगे इस मामले में।
Now the question persists is how much time will the state government take to ensure strict action? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
News just coming in. A kabaddi coach from Moga district of Punjab was shot dead in Manila, the capital of the Philippines. We are given to understand that Gurpreet Singh Gidru, who was 43 years of age, was shot dead in Manila. He'd moved to Manila about 4 years ago to earn his livelihood. Apart from running business, he was also involved with giving kabaddi coaching to people in Manila. Amandeep is reporting on this. He joins us live from Chandigarh right now. Amandeep, good morning. One of the key demands that his family, of course, is making is that they want his body to be brought back for cremation. But any news in terms of what happened?
Well, Nupur, this Gurpreet Singh's family was demanding that his mortal remains should be brought back just because he basically belongs to Nihal Singhwala village in Moga. And in fact, just a couple of years back, he shifted his base to Philippines in Manila to earn his livelihood. And in fact, he was running a business, though he was a renowned kabaddi player. And in fact, following the line, he was giving the coaching to the kabaddi players in Manila as well. But when he was returning to home from his work, he was shot down. And in fact, now the family is demanding justice, as well as family is demanding that his mortal remains should bring back to his native place so the last rites can be performed. But this is Nupur, the second incident when these kabaddi players are on the target. And in fact, earlier, another kabaddi player, renowned in fact kabaddi player, Sandeep Nangal Ambiya, he was shot down at Jalandhar in a full public view. And in fact, now another kabaddi player, Gurpreet Singh, is shot down in Manila. What all is happening? They are basically, kabaddi players are on some kind of target. But yes, the family members and the villagers are demanding justice in the case, and they are demanding that mortal remains of Gurpreet Singh should be brought back at the earliest so the last rites can be performed. Yes, Nupur.
All right. Amandeep bringing us all those details. Thank you for joining us. So the family over there, of course, asking for the mortal remains to be repatriated so that the cremation can be done back home in India. You are watching Republic TV. We slip into a very short break. On the other side, we're bringing you more news. Days ahead after his father's death anniversary, the ancestral house of Tripura CM Biplab is set on fire. On the third day of the Delhi hit-and-run investigation, the main eyewitness in the case, Nidhi, has given out a testimony to the police as well as the media.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
These are the heart-wrenching visuals that are coming from the Dangri village of Rajouri, where 6 mortal remains are leaving from the Dangri village. 6 people, including the 2 miners who have been brutally killed by the terrorists, and they are now being taken to the crematorium for the final rites. This is really a heart-wrenching moment.
A lot of people saying that it's time to give justice to the Delhi hit and run victim. If you can see the visuals right now, these protesters just passed through the Sultanpuri police station. Their police presence is all here as well. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving ahead on this road. Big questions being raised about why was there not enough police presence, safety of women coming out. They're saying capital punishment for the people involved, the 5 accused who are in police custody. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving. We are reporting live from Sultanpuri. And as the final rites of the victim are happening as we speak, anger in the streets of Delhi continues.
Now the Indian Army has taken the custody of the shell, and in fact they have taken this shell to a safer place where they can destroy it without any intervention of the civilian. This is the place, and this was the drum in which it was placed from this very much location to the approaching road. That is the reason Indian Army bomb squad team has lifted this shell from this very much place to defuse it in a controlled explosion. Indian Army has arrived at the spot where the alive bombshell was recovered in Chandigarh, and few meters away from Punjab Chief Minister's residence as well as Haryana Chief Minister's residence. You can see beyond the sandbags the alive bombshell was being verified. Indian Army is doing a detailed investigation into this, and later this will be diffused with a controlled explosion.
These are the heart-wrenching visuals that are coming from the Dangri village of Rajouri, where 6 mortal remains are leaving from the Dangri village. 6 people, including the 2 miners who have been brutally killed by the terrorists, and they are now being taken to the crematorium for the final rites. This is really a heart-wrenching moment.
I'm Shravan Sen reporting from New Delhi, and this is Republic TV.
And here's a quick look at the other top news stories we are covering this morning. Unidentified people attacked priests outside the ancestral home of the former Tripura Chief Minister Biplab Kumar Dev in Udaipur. The incident occurred at a time when a group of priests arrived at Dev's residence. According to reports, the mob attacked the saints and vandalized their vehicles. The bystanders and locals came to the rescue of the priests, following which miscreants fled away. 2 days in a row, stone pelting was done at the Vande Bharat Express. The BJP has raised questions as to why no action was taken after the first attack. However, the TMC has hit back, asking the BJP to not politicize this. Actor Gayatri Raghuram quits the BJP, calls the party's chief in the state, Annamalai, cheap tactic liar. She further added that women are not safe until Tamil Nadu BJP chief Annamalai is asked to go. On the third day of the Delhi hit and run case investigation, the main witness in this case, Nidhi, has given out a testimony to the police and the media, revealing that the victim was in a drunken state but instead insisted on driving the two-wheeler. The national executive of the BJP will meet for 2 days on the 16th and 17th of January and is likely to endorse an extension in its national president JP Nadda's tenure. The key organizational body of the party will deliberate on its strategy for the upcoming state assembly elections and take stock of its preparations for the 2024 Lok Sabha elections as well. The TDP party president, former Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu, has been denied public meetings, rallies and roadshows on the municipal and panchayat roads, national and state highways. Chandrababu Naidu, who was planning to tour the Chittoor district from today, has been denied permission by the police. In a video shared by the NFL division, an RPF constable from Purnia Junction in Katihar Railway Division can be seen saving the life of a passenger. The BJP National President JP Nadu will be on a two-day visit to poll-bound Karnataka on the 5th of January. He will also be visiting some key mutts, including a prominent Veerashaiva seminary of Siddhaganga. Early morning protests broke out in Poonch, where anti-Pakistan slogans were raised and effigies were burnt by locals who demanded another surgical strike on Pakistan. Poonch. There will be a Band in Poonch today. You are with Republic TV. Still to come, the BJP questions why no action is being taken after the first attack. The TMC says don't politicize it. And actor Gayatri Raghuram quits the BJP, says women are not safe under the Tamil Nadu BJP chief Annamalai.
Now the Indian Army has taken the custody of the shell, and in fact they have taken this shell to a safer place where they can destroy it without any intervention of the civilian. This is the place, and this was the drum in which it was placed from this very much location to the approaching road. That is the reason Indian Army bomb squad team has lifted this shell from this very much place to defuse it in a controlled explosion. Indian Army has arrived at the spot where the alive bombshell was recovered in Chandigarh, and few meters away from Punjab Chief Minister's residence as well as Haryana Chief Minister's residence. You can see beyond the sandbags the alive bombshell was being verified. Indian Army is doing a detailed investigation into this, and later this will be diffused with a controlled explosion.
These are the heart-wrenching visuals that are coming from the Dangri village of Rajouri, where 6 mortal remains are leaving from the Dangri village. 6 people, including the 2 miners who have been brutally killed by the terrorists, and they are now being taken to the crematorium for the final rites. This is really a heart-wrenching moment.
A lot of people saying that it's time to give justice to the Delhi hit-and-run victim. If you can see the visuals right now, these protesters just passed through the Sultanpuri police station. Their police presence is all here as well. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving ahead on this road. Big questions being raised about why was there not enough police presence, safety of women coming out. They're saying capital punishment for the people involved, the 5 accused who are in police custody. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving. We are reporting live from Sultanpuri, and as the final rites of the victim are happening as we speak, anger in the streets of Delhi continues.
Now the Indian Army has taken the custody of the shell, and in fact they have taken this shell to a safer place where they can destroy it without any intervention of the civilian. This is the place, and this was the drum in which it was placed from this very much location to the approaching road. That is the reason Indian Army bomb squad team has lifted this shell from this very much place to defuse it in a controlled explosion. Indian Army has arrived at the spot where the alive bombshell was recovered in Chandigarh, and few meters away from Punjab Chief Minister's residence as well as Haryana.
These are the heart-wrenching visuals that are coming from the Dangri village of Rajouri, where 6 mortal remains are leaving from the Dangri village. 6 people, including the 2 miners who have been brutally killed by the terrorists, and they are now being taken to the crematorium for the final rites. This is really a heart-wrenching moment.
Welcome back. Now, the war of words has continued in the Mahagathbandhan in Bihar, with the Janata Dal United Parliamentary Board Chairman Upendra Kushwaha pinning the blame of abuse of party leader and Chief Minister Nitish Kumar on his deputy RJD leader Tejashwi Yadav. This comes after Sukhwinder Singh, the senior RJD leader, made objectionable comments against Nitish Kumar and further said that he has no standing of his own. Here's more.
War of words continued in the Mahagathbandhan in Bihar. Lending in the controversy is JDU Parliamentary Board Chairman, who pinned the blame of abuse of party leader and Chief Minister Nitish Kumar on Deputy Chief Minister Tejashwi Yadav. In an exclusive conversation with Republic, the chairman even asserted that Tejashwi should intervene.
इस तरह की स्थिति किसी भी मायने में बर्दाश्त नहीं की जा सकती और इसलिए हमने राष्ट्रीय जनता दल के आज की तारीख में जो व्यवहारिक रूप से सबसे बड़े नेता हैं तेजस्वी यादव जी, हमने उनको संबोधित करते हुए अपेक्षा की है कि आप देखिए इन चीज़ों को, यह ठीक नहीं है, क्या करना है नहीं करना है, अब एक्शन उनको लेना है, लेकिन हमने अपनी बात जो तरीका हो सकता है उस तरीका से हमने अपनी बात वहाँ तक पहुँचा दी।
क्यों ऐसा बयान दे रहे हैं? वो लगातार ये तो गाली सूचक शब्द का प्रयोग कर रहे हैं। नीतीश कुमार इतने सीनियर नेता हैं, उनके पिता की उम्र के बराबर हैं, उनके पिता और नीतीश जी दोनों मित्र रहे हैं, तो शिखंडी शब्द का प्रयोग करना नीतीश कुमार जी के लिए ये कहाँ तक सही है?
नहीं, हमने कहा कि बिल्कुल गलत है। नीतीश कुमार जी तो इतने बड़े लीडर हैं, उनके लिए करना क्या, किसी भी व्यक्ति के लिए इस तरह के शब्दों का प्रयोग गलत है, पूरे तौर पे गलत है। इसकी जितनी निंदा की जाए कम है। अब कोई किसी पार्टी का नेता, विधायक किसी दूसरी पार्टी के नेता को गाली दे और फिर वह पार्टी पल्ला झाड़ ले, यह तो और भी दुखद पक्ष है। इसलिए हमने अपनी बात कही है और मजबूती से हम कहना चाहते हैं आरजेडी से कि आरजेडी के नेता को इस पर संज्ञान लेना ही चाहिए, उनको अविलंब देखना चाहिए।
This comes in the backdrop of RJD leader who quoted controversy made objectionable remarks against Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar. The former state agriculture minister also demanded that Kumar should immediately step down and offer the chief minister's post to Tejashwi Yadav. While such controversial remarks have put the Mahagathbandhan in the dock in Bihar. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Coming up next, days after his father's death anniversary, the ancestral house of Biplab Dev is set on fire. Second day in a row, stones are pelted at the Vande Bharat Express in West Bengal.
A lot of people saying that it's time to give justice to the Delhi hit and run victim. If you can see the visuals right now, these protesters just passed through the Sultanpuri police station. Their police presence is all here as well. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving ahead on this road. Big questions being raised about why was there not enough police presence, safety of women coming out. They're saying capital punishment for the people involved, the 5 accused who are in police custody. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving. We are reporting live from Sultanpuri, and as the final rites of the victim are happening as we speak, anger in the streets of Delhi continues.
Now the Indian Army has taken the custody of the shell, and in fact they have taken this shell to a safer place where they can destroy it without any intervention of the civilian. This is the place, and this was the drum in which it was placed from this very much location to the approaching road. That is the reason Indian Army bomb squad team has lifted this shell from this very much place to defuse it in a controlled explosion. Indian Army has arrived at the spot where the alive bombshell was recovered in Chandigarh and few meters away from Punjab Chief Minister's residence as well as Haryana Chief Minister's residence. You can see beyond the sandbags the alive bombshell was being verified. Indian Army is doing a detailed investigation into this and later this will be diffused with a controlled explosion.
These are the heart-wrenching visuals that are coming from the Dangri village of Rajouri, where 6 mortal remains are leaving from the Dangri village. 6 people, including the 2 miners who have been brutally killed by the terrorists, and they are now being taken to the crematorium for the final rites. This is really a heart-wrenching moment.
A lot of people saying that it's time to give justice to the Delhi hit and run victim. If you can see the visuals right now, these protesters just passed through the Sultanpuri police station. Their police presence is all here as well. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving ahead on this road. Big questions being raised about why was there not enough police presence, safety of women coming out. They're saying capital punishment for the people involved, the 5 accused who are in police custody. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving. We are reporting live from Sultanpuri, and as the final rites of the victim are happening as we speak, anger in the streets of Delhi continues.
Now the Indian Army has taken the custody of the shell and in fact they have taken this shell to a safer place where they can destroy it without any intervention of the civilian. This is the place and this was the drum in which it was placed. From this very much location to the approaching.
Hello and welcome. You're watching Live and Breaking and I'm Rukma with you. You're watching Republic TV for all the key developing stories of the moment. Let's begin with the headlines we're tracking at this hour. Day ahead of his father's death anniversary, ancestral home of Biplab set on fire. In West Bengal, second day in a row, stones are pelted at the Vande Bharat Express. BJP questions, why was no action taken after the first attack on the Vande Bharat? TMC says, do not politicize the issue. On the third day of Delhi hit-and-run investigation, Nidhi gives testimony to cops and the media. Actor Gayatri Raghuram quits the BJP, says women are not safe under Tamil Nadu BJP chief Annamalai. And there's yet another shocking news coming in of another shocking incident from the national capital. A young man stabbed a girl half a dozen times with a knife for turning down his friendship request. The incident was reported in Adarsh Nagar on Monday afternoon. The girl is critically injured in the incident and has been admitted to hospital. A case has been registered. So this is CCTV footage of the incident. We are reporting at this point live and breaking news coming in of another stabbing in daylight in the national capital. Another shocker from the national capital where a man stabs a girl for having refused his friendship request. The news comes in from Adarsh Nagar in the national capital. This is CCTV footage of the incident. And joining me now is Tanisha with all the latest details on the incident. Tanisha, another shocking report of a stabbing incident, this time coming in from the national capital. The year certainly has begun on a very dreadful note, at least as far as women in the national capital are concerned.
Well, rightly said. First, it was the case, the hit and run case of Delhi that we saw coming in. Another incident was reported on the New Year's from Greater Noida, and today we have another incident coming before. Remember, this is the incident reported on Monday, where a woman and a boy can be seen walking in a lane. They're walking towards their home. And soon after there is a small brawl. between the guy and the girl, and soon after the verbal brawl is when we see the man stabbing the woman, and not just once but several times. So a really tragic incident coming to the fore, and all of this happened because the girl refused his friendship. So clearly a horror coming there in the fore because of the rage of the male person, wherein he stabbed the girl for about 12 times is what we're getting to know, and this is because he refused the friendship. For the latest updates, the girl is in a critical condition and she's been admitted to the hospital.
Tanisha, give us more details. What are the details emerging at this point? When exactly did the incident take place? Because we are hearing from various sources that it happened in daylight. There's CCTV footage also that we can see right now. When exactly did it happen? And is there more to this incident? When we say friendship request, we mostly understand that it was a request on Facebook. And are there any more details about the two, where they come from? Although this is an incident that happened in Adarsh Nagar, are they residents of that area? Are there any more details emerging at this point?
Well, the recent updates that we're getting to know is that they were the same people staying in that lane, Adarsh Nagar. The incident was reported on Monday afternoon. 1 o'clock is the time when we are understanding is when this incident, this horror took place in the national capital. And both of them met through social media. After that, when they met after the virtual meet, when they actually met, the boy offered for friendship, for which the girl refused, and this refusal, you might say, irked the man, and that is why he took this I beg your pardon, and that is why he took this drastic step of stabbing the woman several times. So clearly a refusal is what irked this man, this crazy man who stabbed this woman for a clear refusal, not just once, twice, but 12 times. The girl is in a very, very critical condition. There are high chances of her getting more critical by the day passes. But recent updates tell us that because of stabbing, there was so much of blood loss that her condition is quite critical now, and the recovery has not been so speedy.
Well, Tanisha, many thanks. You'll be on that story, I'm sure, throughout the day. We'll be back with you for more as the day goes on. So, the victim is in a critical condition as she is attacked for having refused a request of friendship from a man. This is the latest shocker coming in from the national capital. Let's move on now to other news stories. Unidentified people attacked priests outside the ancestral home of former Tripura Chief Minister Biplab Kumar Dev in Udaipur in Gomati district in Tripura late on Tuesday night. The incident occurred at a time when a group of priests arrived at Dev's residence at Vande Nagar in Jamjuri area of Udaipur. The priests came to the Bharatiya Janata Party Rajya Sabha MP's residence to perform a yagna in the annual Shraddh ceremony of his father on Wednesday. Biplab Dev is the former Chief Minister of Tripura. According to reports, the mob attacked the priests and vandalized their vehicles as well. The bystanders and locals and joining me now is Anirudh with the latest details. Anirudh, well, it's shocking news coming in from Tripura. The home of the former Chief Minister attacked, the ancestral home rather, attacked there. what information do you have regarding the incident? It must be a huge shock for locals and bystanders, especially the timing of the incident. What details are you hearing?
Yes, Rukma, definitely it's a shocker from Tripura, as only few months have left for the state to go to the polls. And by the magnitude of the attack that was carried out at the residence of the former Chief Minister last night at around 10:30 p.m., it can be well assumed how violent this election in Tripura can be expected to go. There is also a major allegation coming in from the sources which are very close to the former Chief Minister Biplab. They are alleging that a CPM MLA, in fact, met with the same set of people who carried out the attack last evening, and that after the meeting, this attack was carried out at the residence of the ancestral home of the former Chief Minister in Udaipur in Gomati district, and it is also being alleged that it is a design which has been made out and which was instructed on specific instructions from the CPM that this carried out the attack. Meanwhile, an investigation has been already ordered into the entire incident. The investigation is on. More than 4 shops outside the residence of the former Chief Minister were set ablaze by this mob, and they also tried to vandalize vehicles of supporters and BJP workers which were just outside the former Chief Minister's residence, as Biplab Dev was all set to go to his ancestral home today morning to perform the annual Shraddh ceremony of his father. And that is when this attack was carried out last night. And also given the fact that the attack was carried out at around 10:30 p.m. Last evening, many questions are also being raised on the security scenario, as how at around 10:30 such an attack could be carried out, and that too at the residence of a former Chief Minister, ancestral residence in fact of a former Chief Minister who himself is a jet category protect.
Right. Suman joining us now as well. Anirudh, stay with us. We are going across to Suman right now. Suman, what more can you tell us about the situation right now? We know that, locals and bystanders, they helped to douse out that fire. But the message that has gone out as a result, it's not only shocking, it's actually very frightening. The kind of politics, can we say, that's playing out there in Tripura. Give us more updates and details. What are the leads that the police are following? Are the police on the case now? Even as we are also interested to know what are the reactions that have come in.
देखिए, जिससे कल रात को 10 से साढ़े 10 बजे अटैक हुआ है, जो फॉर्मर चीफ मिनिस्टर है बिप्लब कुमार देव के जैसे कि उनका घर में आज उनका फादर का सिरोमनी श्राद्ध थे, उसके लिए एक हवन के बंदोबस्त किए गए थे। उसको देखने के लिए आपका उधर से संत साधु आ रहे थे, जो त्रिपुरा माता सुंदरी के मंदिर से, और वेस्ट बंगाल से भी कुछ साधु संत आने वाले थे आज उनको मतलब कार्यक्रम का करने के लिए। तो उसी वजह से जब उधर से जो मातावारी से साधु संत लोग जाके पहुंचे थे, जो सब कार्यक्रम कैसे हो रहा है, ठीक है कि नहीं, तो उसी वक्त कुछ बाहर से 8-10 लोग आए थे। आके जो साधु संत लोग थे उनकी गाड़ी को और उनका साथ में जो बाइक जो कुछ थे सबको वेंटिलेट किया गया, जो तोड़ फोड़ करके जो रात को उनका घर में घुसने के लिए कोशिश किए थे। जो फॉर्मर चीफ मिनिस्टर थे उनको घर में घुस नहीं पाए। फिर सामने में जो शॉप्स थे कुछ, उनका सामने 3-4 शॉप्स थे, उसको भी आग से जलाया गया है। उसके बाद से जो उनका एलिगेशन आ रहा है, जो सीपीएम के ऊपर ही आ रहे हैं, जो सीपीएम के इधर जो जैसे कि इधर हिट मूवमेंट में हर एक टाइम पर उदयपुर हो, विशालगढ़ हो, जो भी हो, एक के बाद एक वहीं पर सबसे ज़्यादा लड़ाई झगड़े मारपीट खून खराबा होते थे। तो उसी मतलब अभी इलेक्शन कुछ ही दिन बाद है अगले महीने में, तो उसी को मतलब सामने रखते हुए तो अभी एक जो भी हो अपोजिशन वाले तो एक सिचुएशन क्रिएट करना चाहते हैं, जो जैसे कि उधर जाके कुछ लफड़ा किए जो भी है। तो गुमती डिस्ट्रिक्ट में जो उदयपुर मातावारी है वो सबसे फेमस है। तो उधर जाके जैसे कि मान लीजिए कोई भी बाहर से आपका पॉलिटिशियन आते हैं, बाहर से दिल्ली से सेंट्रल मिनिस्टर आते हैं, सबसे पहले मातावारी गुमती डिस्ट्रिक्ट में जाके वो लोग आराधना करते हैं। तो जो आज जो से कि बिप्लब देव के घर में जो उसका जो साथ का कार्यक्रम थे, जो भवन का एक बात हो रहा था, उसको मतलब पूरा करने के लिए जैसे कि आपका जो साधु संत आ रहे थे उसको रुकवाने के लिए जो एलिगेशन आ रहा है सीपीएम के ओर से अटैक किया गया है, जो फॉर्मर चीफ मिनिस्टर के घर के सामने में और जो साधु संत आ रहे थे उसके ऊपर। अभी तक इसके ऊपर कोई पॉलिटिकल बयान नहीं आया, लेकिन अभी सिचुएशन बहुत खराब है क्योंकि इधर जो जैसे कि कल रात को आग लगाया गया, इसके बाद से सीआरपीएफ हो, बीएसएफ हो, त्रिपुरा पुलिस हो, त्रिपुरा स्टेट राइफल्स हो, चारों ओर लगाया गया है। पूरा नाकाबंदी किया गया है। वो जो जामजुरी गुमती डिस्ट्रिक्ट के उदयपुर मातावारी के एरिया में जो जामजुरी एरिया है उसके ऊपर नाकाबंदी लगाया गया है।
जी सुमन, आप हमारे साथ बने रहिए। Let's go across now once again to Anirudh. Anirudh, we were just speaking with Suman and he was telling us something that you also mentioned, that the suspicion immediately falls on the rival CPIM. But burning a home, burning burning shops in the ancestral hometown of a former chief minister and a current Rajya Sabha MP, that clearly sends a very frightening message. What about the police? What are the police saying? Are there any suspects in custody? Have the locals recognized any of the vandals, any of the miscreants who carried out this heinous act? What information are you getting?
Yes, Rukma. In fact, police have launched a massive search operation in search of suspected people who were behind this attack, and also that a proper inquiry into the entire incident has also been ordered. We are getting to know that Chief Minister Dr. Manik Saha has also spoken to several top police officials of the state and have entrusted them to make sure that those who were behind this attack are nabbed and booked as per the provision of the law. As you were pointing out, Rukma, that the immediate suspicion goes to the CPM. This is the allegation which is coming in from sources which are very close to Biplab Dev. And in fact, if we look at the present political scenario in the state of Tripura. Tripura, which was once a very stronghold of the left, has now been with the right for almost 5 years. And in fact, during these 5 years, we have also seen the growth of several other political parties in the state. For left, it is no more a bargain they can win over in Tripura, because be it the Tripura Motha, be it the Congress, or be it the TMC, all of them are now fighting almost at equal space in the run-up for the assembly elections in the state. So yes, as allegations has been leveled by the BJP, it will be very interesting to see who actually was behind this attack. And also a major allegation has been leveled by the Chief Minister's close sources that a local MLA met with these perpetrators last evening, and following that only this attack was carried out. Rukma.
Right, Anirudh. Well, many thanks, and you keep your eyes on that story. Suman as well joining us from Tripura for the latest on this shocking vandalization of vehicles, the burning of the former Chief Minister Biplab Dev's home. Biplab Dev is a BJP Rajya Sabha MP, and his home set ablaze just a day prior to his father's death anniversary that he would have been on his way to observe today. These are visuals from his hometown now. And in other top stories that we're tracking, unidentified people attacked priests outside the ancestral home of former Tripura Chief Minister Biplab Dev in Udaipur. The incident occurred at a time when a group of priests arrived at Dev's residence. The mob attacked the saints and vandalized their vehicles. Stone pelting reported 2 days in a row on the Vande Bharat train. BJP has raised questions as to why no action was taken after the first attack. However, TMC has hit back, asking the BJP not to politicize the issue. Actor Gayatri Raghuram quits the Bharatiya Janata Party, calls the BJP party chief Annamalai a tactical liar, further adds that women are not safe in Tamil Nadu. On third day of Delhi hit-and-run probe, victim's friend Nidhi gives testimony to Delhi police, reveals the victim was in a drunken state and insisted on driving the two-wheeler. National Executive of BJP will meet for 2 days on January 16 to 17 and is likely to endorse an extension in its National President JP Nadda's tenure. Key organizational body will deliberate on strategy for upcoming state assembly elections and prepare for the 2024 Lok Sabha polls as well. Telugu Desam Party President and former Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu denied public meetings, rallies and roadshows. Chandrababu Naidu, who was planning to tour Chittoor district from today, has been denied by the Palamaner police to do so. In a video shared by the NFL division, an RPF constable from Purnia junction of Katihar Railway Division can be seen saving the life of a passenger. BJP National President JP Nadda on a 2-day visit to poll-bound Karnataka on the 5th of January and 6th. He will also be visiting key mutts, including prominent Veerashaiva Seminary of Siddhaganga. Early morning protests reported from Poonch, where anti-Pakistan slogans were raised and effigies burnt by locals demanding another surgical strike on Pakistan. And in other news, in a shocking revelation, the Delhi hit-and-run case victim's friend Nidhi has now claimed that the accused knew that the girl was under the vehicle, but they still dragged her. Anjali was dead after her scooter was hit by a car, which then proceeded to drag her for a further 12 kilometers in the early hours of the new year. Her body was found in Outer Delhi's Kanjawala in Sultanpuri. The 5 accused have been booked for culpable homicide.
There is insurmountable anger on the streets of Delhi. The only call is for justice for Anjali.
डिमांड यही है कि जो अब की जो है ना दिल्ली पुलिस जो दिल्ली सरकार है, दिल्ली की जो लड़कियां हैं, हिंदुस्तान की जो लड़कियां हैं, उनको सुरक्षा मिले। वो जॉब करने जाती है, वो पढ़ने जाती हैं, वो रिश्तेदारों के घर जाती हैं, वो अपनी मायके से ससुराल जाती हैं, ससुराल से मायका आती हैं। उनका अधिकार है, रोड पे चलना अधिकार है।
And the past 60 hours have proven that the anger is legitimate, because only now has the police found out there was a pillion rider too.
सभी तरह के एफर्ट्स कर रहे थे, उसमें हमारे पास क्लू थे, उन क्लू पे काम हो रहा था। उनके आधार पर हम उस जो विटनेस है उसको हम ट्रेस कर पाए हैं। पुलिस इन्वेस्टिगेशन विटनेस ने ज्वाइन किया है और कोर्ट में भी उनकी स्टेटमेंट हमने 164 CRPC के तहत रजिस्टर कराई।
Only now have details of the hotel Anjali was at before her demise surfaced.
पर हमें आपको दोनों को रूम दे दो, तो हमने रूम दे दिया।
रात को शायद आए थे उनके दोस्त, पर वो नीचे यहीं से बाहर से नीचे से लड़ती हुई दोनों लड़कियां चली गई थी, फिर बाहर से ही चली गई।
Only now have 7 more men who were at the hotel been questioned.
देखिए, स्पेशल सीपी शालिनी सिंह जो हैं वो स्पॉट पर पहुंच चुकी हैं और तमाम उनके साथ आला अधिकारी जो हैं वो पहुंच चुके हैं। अब ये पूरी की पूरी जो जांच पड़ताल इन्वेस्टिगेशन है ये शालिनी सिंह के अंडर में होंगी और ये शालिनी सिंह अभी मौके पर पहुंची हुई हैं। स्पेशल सीपी दिल्ली पुलिस शालिनी सिंह, क्योंकि गृह मंत्रालय ने इनको अपॉइंट किया है इस पूरे मामले में, अब ये पहुँची हुई हैं शालिनी सिंह जी और ये जायज़ा ले रही हैं मौके पर पहुँच कर, जहाँ से ये स्कूटी बरामद की गई थी लड़की का। पूरे सीन को जो है वो दिल्ली पुलिस की तरफ से रिक्रिएट करने की कोशिश की जा रही है और साथ ही साथ जायजा लिया जा रहा है, क्योंकि इन्वेस्टिगेशन जो है वो एक नए सिरे से शुरू कर दिया गया है। होम मिनिस्ट्री की तरफ से जो है स्पेशल सीपी शालिनी सिंह जी को अपॉइंट किया गया है और ये वही स्पॉट है जहां पर उस लड़की की लाश मिली थी। देख सकते हैं शालिनी सिंह जी जो खुद पहुंची हुई हैं। रात का लगभग ये समय हो रहा है, इस वक्त एक बज रहा है और इस वक्त जो है शालिनी सिंह और दिल्ली पुलिस के तमाम वो अधिकारी जो हैं इस वक्त स्पॉट पर पहुंचे हुए हैं।
Nidhi, the girl who claims to have been riding pillion, has suddenly chosen to speak up after 60 hours of pin drop silence.
उसने थोड़ी ज़्यादा ड्रिंक कर ली थी। ड्रिंक करने के बाद उसको होश नहीं था। हमारी इस बात पे बहस हो रही थी, सबको ये जानना है ना किस बात पे हमारी इस बात पे बहस हो रही थी। उसने कहा था मैं ड्राइविंग करूंगी, मैंने कहा था कि तू ड्राइविंग नहीं करेगी, मैं ड्राइविंग करूंगी। जा रहे थे, आगे से गाड़ी आ रही थी, प्लानो है तो गाड़ी हम लड़की आगे गिरी, मैं साइड में गिर गई, फिर टक्कर हो गई, वो गाड़ी के नीचे घुस गई। हाँ, लड़कों को पता था कि भाईजान उनके नीचे एक लड़की है। लड़कों ने जानबूझ के इस मौत को अंजाम दिया। उनको पता था, लड़की नीचे से चिल्ला रही थी, मैं होपलेस हो गई थी।
Ladies and gentlemen, is the only eyewitness to what happened on the intervening night of the 31st and the 1st with the victim in the entire case. But the question is, why did Nidhi not speak up earlier? Why did she not go on to the cops and tell them that this is what happened with my dear friend? Why are there so many inconsistencies with what Nidhi has essentially said?
A reporter recreated the journey late last night and the findings are clear. Still no cops and still no clarity on how no one could feel a body stuck in the car axle.
जो गाड़ी चलाता है उसको बहुत जल्दी से मतलब महसूस हो जाता है, कुछ भी अगर मेरी गाड़ी के नीचे आ रहा है तो हमें तुरंत पता चल जाता है। और जबकि कोई इंसान अगर हमारी गाड़ी के नीचे आ रहा है इस तरह से, तो इंसान की बॉडी बहुत ज़्यादा मतलब हैवी होती है। तो ये तो बिल्कुल कहने वाली बात नहीं है कि हमें पता ही नहीं चला या फिर कोई म्यूजिक था या कुछ भी है। ये तो सारी मतलब बेकार की बात है, हमें तुरंत पता चल जाता है। और दूसरी बात ये है कि ये रोड इतना ज़्यादा ख़राब है कि मतलब इसमें अगर कुछ फंसा भी हो तो भी वो झटके लग के निकल जाएगा।
An attempt to draw a timeline of the events makes it clear. The police swung into action only after 5 PCR calls were made and at least 71 minutes had lapsed.
आप जिस तरीके से ये पूरी घटना हुई है, क्या ये बड़ी साजिश हो सकती है?
बिल्कुल, बहुत बड़ी साजिश हो सकती है। ये सब सोचा समझा प्लान करा हुआ ही मर्डर है, जैसे भी मेरी लड़की के साथ करा है। पुलिस भी मिली हो, इन्वॉल्व हो, मेरे को नहीं कुछ।
The Delhi police cannot wash their hands off today. Why was there a delay in action? Why was the pillion rider discovered only today? If it was a hit and run case, when did the crash take place? And if the victim was dragged, then where was the blood trail?
And time now for a short break. On the other side, BJP questions why no action was taken after the first attack on the Vande Bharat Express in West Bengal. TMC says do not politicize the issue. Also coming up, actor Gayatri Raghuram quits the BJP, says women are not safe under Tamil Nadu BJP chief Annamalai.
I'm Shravan Sen reporting from New Delhi, and this is Republic TV.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
Indian Army has arrived at the spot where the alive bombshell was recovered in Chandigarh and few meters away from Punjab Chief Minister's residence as well as Haryana Chief Minister's residence. You can see beyond the sandbags the alive bombshell was being verified. Indian Army is doing a detailed investigation into this and later this will be diffused with a controlled explosion.
These are the heart-wrenching visuals that are coming from the Dangri village of Rajouri, where 6 mortal remains are leaving from the Dangri village. 6 people, including the 2 miners who have been brutally killed by the terrorists, and they are now being taken to the crematorium for the final rites. This is really a heart-wrenching moment.
A lot of people saying that it's time to give justice to the Delhi hit-and-run victim. If you can see the visuals right now, these protesters just passed through the Sultanpuri police station. Their police presence is all here as well. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving ahead on this road. Big questions being raised about why was there not enough police presence, safety of women coming out. They're saying capital punishment for the people involved, the 5 accused who are in police custody. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving. We are reporting live from Sultanpuri, and as the final rites of the victim are happening as we speak, anger in the streets of Delhi continues.
Now the Indian Army has taken the custody of the shell, and in fact they have taken this shell to a safer place where they can destroy it without any intervention of the civilian. This is the place, and this was the drum in which it was placed from this very much location to the approaching road. That is the reason Indian Army bomb squad team has lifted this shell from this very much place to defuse it in a controlled explosion. Indian Army has arrived at the spot where the alive bombshell.
Day ahead of his father's death anniversary, ancestral home of Biplab, former Chief Minister of Tripura, set on fire. Vande Bharat Express pelted with stones on second day in a row in West Bengal. BJP questions why was no action taken after the first attack on the Vande Bharat Express. TMC says do not politicize the issue. On the third day of Delhi hit-and-run investigation, Nidhi, companion of the victim, gives her testimony to cops and media.
This shouldn't have come from a state leader party, and it would have not happened in any state leader, in any other party. This is the first time which is happening that one person is going through an attack in their own party.
Actor Gayatri Raghuram quits the BJP, says women are not safe under Tamil Nadu BJP chief Annamalai. You're watching Live and Breaking. I'm Rukma with you once again, and we start off with the top news that we are focusing on this morning. The attack and the raising of the former Tripura Chief Minister Biplab Dev's ancestral home just a day ahead of the observance of his father's death anniversary. Unidentified people attacked the priests who had arrived there at his ancestral home this is the ancestral home that you see on your screens there, set ablaze by unidentified people. This is the ancestral home of former Tripura Chief Minister Biplab Kumar Dev in Udaipur in Gomati district in Tripura. The incident took place late yesterday night at around 10:30 p.m. at a time when a group of priests had arrived at the Dev residence in Rajdhanagar Nagar in Jamjuri area of Udaipur. The priests had come to the BJP Rajya Sabha MP's residence to perform a yagna in the annual Shraddh ceremony of Biplab Dev's father on Wednesday. And we're trying to get more voices on this story. And Aniruddha joining us for the latest updates on this. Aniruddha, well, even as close sources close to the former chief minister have told Republic, in fact, that, the CPIM could be behind this. Are there any concrete details emerging at this point? Because the vandals have, they fled the scene. The moment locals came on the scene and, doused that and attempted to douse the flames. So what are the details emerging at this point about who could be behind this?
Yes, Rukma, in fact, serious allegation have been raised on the CPM that they are behind this attack, and the sources close to the former chief minister has also alleged that the local MLA had met with CPM supporters in the area yesterday evening, and it was after that this attack was carried out. So yes, possibility of CPM hand cannot be ruled out, but as the investigation is still on, and we are still awaiting official reaction from the police into this entire incident, nothing can be said as of now as who is actually behind this attack. But yes, BJP has alleged the CPM hand on this dastardly attack which was carried out last evening at the residence of the former chief minister, and that too when priests from the Matabari temple, one of the most revered shrine in the state of Tripura, were there at the residence of the former chief minister. And in fact, today the former chief minister was also expected to be at his ancestral home, where he was supposed to perform an yagna to honor his father, as it is the Shraddh ceremony, annual Shraddh ceremony of his father. The magnitude of the attack was such that around 10 to 15 people, a mob of 10 to 15 people, tried to burst into the residence of the former chief minister. As they failed to get direct access into the residence, they set ablaze the shops which were just outside the residence of the former chief minister, and also vandalized vehicles which were parked outside the ancestral home. Tripura is going to the polls in the next 2 to 3 months, and probably towards the end of Feb or in the first second week of March, elections will be held in the state of Tripura. And Tripura have always been a very poll violent state, with the ruling and opposition, or the opposition and the ruling having direct confrontation. In the past also we have seen how serious confrontation have taken place between the left wing and the right wing in the state of Tripura. And this time, for that matter, in fact, the Trinamool Congress or the Tripura Matha or the Congress party themselves and the left all put together are trying to gain some space in Tripura now, which turned out to be a stronghold of the BJP in the last 5 years. So yes, there will be more confrontation can be expected in the days to come, and it will be and the magnitude of the yesterday's attack have just shown how violent this election in Tripura can go, because attacking the residents, if mob can go and carry out such an attack in the ancestral residence of a former chief minister, just imagine what can be the scale of attack if it was carried out in the residence of some BJP supporter, or for that matter of some supporter of any political party. Rukma.
Right. So as you tell us, elections there in Tripura just round the corner. Elections in Tripura are always known to be violent because, once being the stronghold of the left, they have always practiced a very violent form of polling, So, but for the past 5 years now, the BJP has been there in power. The BJP has gained popularity. It has become a major stronghold, in fact. So in that regard, can we expect that, that the situation will be better this time around? But doesn't this incident, sound very strong alarm bells? Doesn't it raise questions about, the kind of security? Could there have been some loopholes as far as the security was concerned? Because the chief minister was probably already on his way to the place that was burnt down, the former chief minister.
Yes, Rukma. In fact, there are serious questions being raised on the security scenario as well, because this attack has been carried out just days ahead of Indian Home Minister Amit Shah's visit to the state of Tripura. So, given that fact that this attack, such an attack was carried out ahead of the Union Home Minister's visit, and this attack was carried out at the residence of a former Chief Minister, at the ancestral residence of a former Chief Minister. But yes, his next to kin, all his relatives were there at that place when this attack was carried out, and in fact, the former Chief Minister was also on his way. So the security scenario had loopholes, no doubt. It can be well assumed and well assessed that there was some loophole in the security scenario for which this mob could carry out the attack. And also, there might be some serious intelligence failure as well, because with the elections there around the corner, police should have at least information on the various meetings of the various political parties which are going on in and around the state, and that this we are getting to know from our sources in the BJP, in fact sources which are in fact close to the former Chief Minister, that is Biplab, that the CPM had a very secret meeting last evening just before they carried out this attack. So this entire development that has been coming on back to back here with us raises serious question, not only on the security arrangement and deployment of police and forces in and around the area, but also on the violent pattern which has been witnessed once again in the state of Tripura just ahead of the polls, Rukma.
Right. And when we talk about, poll preparations, Amit Shah most probably to be visiting Tripura in a few days from now. He is set to tour the state, the poll-bound state. Anirudh joining us with the latest. And, for the second time in 2 days, stones were pelted at the Vande Bharat Express in West Bengal. In the Howrah-New Jalpaiguri stretch of the Vande Bharat Express on Tuesday, the incident took place when the train was arriving at the NJP yard. The first such incident was reported on Monday in Malda. Here's what ensued. Kishle joining us live with the latest on this. Kishle, we heard about the war of words, the TMC saying that, parties should not politicize the issue, but 2 days, it's been twice that the Vande Bharat Express states are looking for such an express train. Bengal has been given such a train and now it's being attacked. What are the reactions that are coming in? Where does the situation stand as of now? Why was this train attacked?
Well, Rukma, exactly. What we saw that this premium express train Vande Bharat was attacked twice. Once day before yesterday, once yesterday. One train was coming towards Howrah. One train was going towards Jalpaiguri. The train runs plies between Howrah to Jalpaiguri. And what happened exactly was when the train yesterday, what happened was when the train was just entering, as you rightly pointed out, New Jalpaiguri station yard, where the car shed, where the train would rest and cleaned. There, this stone pelting incident happened. Now, BJP is alleging today morning, Dilip Ghosh also alleged the same, that this is being done by the Trinamool Congress workers, and this is the repercussion of the incident that happened on the inaugural day of Vande Bharat, 30th of December, when the Prime Minister was virtually joining the program. When the Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee came in Howrah near the stage, there were chanting of Jai Shri Ram slogans, and therefore the Chief Minister was angry, Mamata Banerjee was angry, and she did not go on the stage. She was sitting downstairs below the stage. This is the reason that why this stone is being, these stones are being pelted on Vande Bharat. BJP is saying Trinamool Congress workers are doing this. On the other hand, the Trinamool is saying that BJP workers are doing this intentionally to malign the image of Trinamool Congress and to play a blame game on Trinamool Congress. So this is the political war that's happening. But what about the passengers? The passengers who are inside the train, who were coming from New Jalpaiguri day before yesterday, they saw that stone coming, they saw the glass shattering, they are scared, they are afraid. We spoke to them and they are saying that what if the glass would have broken, stone would have come inside, someone would have been seriously hurt. So the police is trying to understand that who are doing this. An FIR has been launched, a FIR has been lodged against unknown miscreants. Police is trying to investigate, but the political war of words is increasing in West Bengal as this incident happened twice in last 3 days. Rukma.
Right, and meanwhile, when we talk about the train service, is it still continuing? That's one question that we'd like to know. Also, we'd like to know if, if there's any further reaction that's coming in from the TMC. Because the TMC has said, do not politicize the issue. But what about an investigation into the case? The TMC is saying that the RPF is responsible and not the state police. So what does this mean? Will they not conduct an inquiry into the attack on such an important train within Bengal territory?
Well, exactly. The police already lodged an FIR, as I already pointed out. However, Trinamool Congress is saying this, in fact, that the railway police force is more responsible for this. And also, we are keeping an eye on the political war of words. We are keeping an eye on the whole investigation process. And we will be coming back with more on the story of Vande Bharat only on Republic after a short break.
Questions being raised about why was there not enough police presence, safety of women coming out. They're saying capital punishment for the people involved, the 5 accused who are in police custody. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving. We are reporting live from Sultanpuri, and as the final rites of the victim are happening as we speak, anger in the streets of Delhi continues.
Now the Indian Army has taken the custody of the shell, and in fact they have taken this shell to a safer place where they can destroy it without any intervention of the civilian. This is the place, and this was the drum in which it was placed from this very much location to the approaching road. That is the reason Indian Army bomb squad team has lifted this shell from this very much place to defuse it in a controlled explosion. Indian Army has arrived at the spot where the alive bombshell was recovered in Chandigarh, and few meters away from Punjab Chief Minister's residence as well as Haryana Chief Minister's residence. You can see beyond the sandbags the alive bombshell was being verified. Indian Army is doing a detailed investigation into this, and later this will be diffused with a controlled explosion.
These are the heart-wrenching visuals that are coming from the Dangri village of Rajouri, where 6 mortal remains are leaving from the Dangri village. 6 people, including the 2 miners who have been brutally killed by the terrorists, and they are now being taken to the crematorium for the final rites. This is really a heart-wrenching moment.
A lot of people saying that it's time to give justice to the Delhi hit-and-run victim. If you can see the visuals right now, these protesters just passed through the Sultanpur Sultanpuri police station. Their police presence is all here as well. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving ahead on this road. Big questions being raised about why was there not enough police presence, safety of women coming out. They're saying capital punishment for the people involved, the 5 accused who are in police custody. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving. We are reporting live from Sultanpuri, and as the final rites of the victim are happening as we speak, anger in the streets of Delhi continues.
Alisha Ajanar reporting from Mumbai, and this is Republic.
Some more national news that we're tracking. Unidentified people attacked the priests gathered outside the ancestral home of former Tripura Chief Minister Biplab Kumar Deb in Udaipur in Tripura. The incident occurred at a time when a group of priests arrived at the former Chief Minister's residence. The mob attacked the priests and vandalized their vehicles. Stone pelting on the Vande Bharat Express for the second day in a row. BJP has raised questions as to why was no action taken after the first attack. However, the TMC has hit back, asking the BJP not to politicize the issue. Actor Gayatri Raghuram quits the Bharatiya Janata Party, calls the BJP party chief Annamalai a tactical liar, further adds that women are not safe in Tamil Nadu. On the third day of the Delhi hit-and-run probe, victim's friend Nidhi gives testimony before Delhi police, reveals the victim was in a drunken state and insisted on driving the two-wheeler. The National Executive of the BJP to meet for 2 days on January 16th and 17th, likely to endorse an extension in its national president JP Nadda's tenure, key organizational body to deliberate on strategy for upcoming state assembly polls and prepare for 2024 Lok Sabha elections as well. Telugu Desam Party President, former Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu denied public meetings, rallies and roadshows. Naidu, who was planning to tour Chittoor district from today, has been denied by the Palamaneer police for the same. In a video shared by NFL Division, an RPF constable from Pune junction of Katihar Railway Division can be seen saving the life of a passenger. BJP Chief JP Nadda to be on a 2-day visit to pole-bound Karnataka on January 5th and 6th. Will also be visiting some key marts, including a prominent Veera Shaiva seminary of Siddhaganga. Early morning protests break out in Poonch, where anti-Pakistan slogans are raised and effigy is burnt by locals demanding another surgical strike on Pakistan. And coming up in news that we are tracking, in a fresh twist in the Delhi hit-and-run investigation, victim's friend Nidhi gives testimony to the cops and the media. Also coming up, actor Gayatri Raghuram quits the BJP, says women are not safe under Tamil Nadu BJP chief Annamalai.
These are the heart-wrenching visuals that are coming from the Dangri village of Rajouri, where 6 mortal remains are leaving from the Dangri village. 6 people, including the 2 miners who have been brutally killed by the terrorists, and they are now being taken to the crematorium for the final rites. This is really a heart-wrenching moment.
A lot of people saying that it's time to give justice to the Delhi hit-and-run victim. If you can see the visuals right now, these protesters just passed through the Sultanpuri police station. Their police presence is all here as well. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving ahead on this road. Big questions being raised about why was there not enough police presence, safety of women coming out. They're saying capital punishment for the people involve the 5 accused who are in police custody. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving. We are reporting live from Sultanpuri. And as the final rites of the victim are happening as we speak, anger in the streets of Delhi continues.
Now the Indian Army has taken the custody of the shell, and in fact they have taken this shell to a safer place where they can destroy it without any intervention of the civilian. This is the place, and this was the drum in which it was placed. From this very much location to the approaching road. That is the reason Indian Army bomb squad team has lifted this shell from this very much place to defuse it in a controlled explosion. Indian Army has arrived at the spot where the alive bombshell was recovered in Chandigarh, and few meters away from Punjab Chief Minister's residence as well as Haryana Chief Minister's residence. You can see beyond the sandbags the alive bombshell was being verified. Indian Army is doing a detailed investigation into this, and later this will be diffused with a controlled explosion.
These are the heart-wrenching visuals that are coming from the Dangri village of Rajouri, where 6 mortal remains are leaving from the Dangri village. 6 people, including the 2 miners who have been brutally killed by the terrorists, and they are now being taken to the crematorium for the final rites. This is really a heart-wrenching moment.
First, it was the hit and run case in the national capital on the wee hours. Then, it was a case from Greater Noida. And now, this is the case from Adarsh Nagar, where we see a man stabbing a woman for about a dozen times. And all of this just because she refused to accept her friendship. A refusal has irked this man and has made him stab this woman for about 12 times. It is a case from Adarsh Nagar, where this man can be seen having a brawl with the woman, and soon after her refusal for friendship, he went on to stab that woman brutally for about 12 times. The woman is now in a critical condition and she is admitted to the hospital. Doctors say that the blood loss was so much so that her condition is very unlikely to improve. This is Tanisha Avasthi with Vijay Bhisham reporting from New Delhi for Republic TV.
And coming up in news that we're tracking, day ahead of his father's death anniversary, ancestral home of former Chief Minister of Tripura, Biplab set on fire. Also coming up, for the second day in a row, stones pelted at Vande Bharat Express in West Bengal.
Now the Indian Army has taken the custody of the shell, and in fact they have taken this shell to a safer place where they can destroy it without any intervention of the civilian. This is the place, and this was the drum in which it was placed. From this very much location to the approaching road. That is the reason Indian Army bomb squad team has lifted this shell from this very much place to defuse it in a controlled explosion. Indian Army has arrived at the spot where the alive bombshell was recovered in Chandigarh, and few meters away from Punjab Chief Minister's residence as well as Haryana Chief Minister's residence. You can see beyond the sandbags the alive bombshell was being verified. Indian Army is doing a detailed investigation into this, and later this will be diffused with a controlled explosion.
These are the heart-wrenching visuals that are coming from the Dangri village of Rajouri, where 6 mortal remains are leaving from the Dangri village. 6 people, including the 2 miners who have been brutally killed by the terrorists, and they are now being taken to the crematorium for the final rites. This is really a heart-wrenching moment.
A lot of people saying that it's time to give justice to the Delhi hit and run victim. If you can see the visuals right now, these protesters just passed through the Sultanpuri police station. Their police presence is all here as well. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving ahead on this road. Big questions being raised about why was there not enough police presence, safety of women coming out. They're saying capital punishment for the people involved, the 5 accused who are in police custody. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving. We are reporting live from Sultanpuri. And as the final rites of the victim are happening as we speak, anger in the streets of Delhi continues.
Now the Indian army has taken the custody of the shell, and in fact they have taken this shell to a safer place where they can destroy it without any intervention of the civilian. This is the place, and this was the drum in which it was placed from this very much location to the approaching road. That is the reason Indian Army bomb squad team has lifted this shell from this very much place to defuse it in a controlled explosion. Indian Army has arrived at the spot where the alive bombshell was recovered in Chandigarh, and few meters away from Punjab Chief Minister's residence as well as Haryana Chief Minister's residence. You can see beyond the sandbags the alive bombshell was being verified. Indian Army is doing a detailed investigation into this.
A day ahead of his father's death anniversary, the ancestral home of the former Chief Minister Biplab is set on fire. Second day in a row, stones are pelted at the Vande Bharat Express in West Bengal. The BJP questions why no action was taken after the first attack. The TMC says don't politicize this. On the third day of the Delhi hit-and-run investigation, the main witness in this case, Nidhi, gives her testimony to the police and the media.
This shouldn't have come from a state leader party, and it would have not happened in any state leader, in any other party. This is the first time which is happening that one person is going through an attack in their own party.
Actor Gayatri Raghuram quits the BJP, says women are not safe under the Tamil Nadu BJP chief Annamalai. Good morning and thank you very much for staying with us on Republic TV. This is Live and Breaking. I'm Nupur Talwar Suri. Now, unidentified people attacked priests outside the ancestral home of the former Tripura Chief Minister Biplab in Udaipur in Gomti district of Tripura late Tuesday night. Now, the incident occurred at a time when a group of priests arrived at Dev's residence at Adarsh Nagar in the Jamjuri area of Udaipur. The priests came to the BJP Rajya Sabha MP's residence to perform a yagya in the annual Shraddh ceremony of his father on Wednesday. Now, according to reports, the mob attacked the saints and vandalized their vehicles. Bystanders and locals came to the rescue of the priests, following which the miscreants fled.
हम यहाँ माता सुंदरी के दर्शन करने आए हुए थे और हमारे गुरुदेव जी के सानिध्य में यहाँ पे कल पूजा पाठ होना था। श्री श्री ये पीठाधीश्वर जी हैं त्रिपुरा सुंदरी के हरिओम जी महाराज, तो उन्होंने हमें यहाँ यज्ञ के निरीक्षण के लिए भेजा था। एकदम से मुसलमानों की बहुत भारी भीड़ आई और उन्होंने मेरे ऊपर जानलेवा हमला कर दिया और मैं गाड़ी से जैसे ही निकल के भागा तो गाड़ी पे उन्होंने पत्थर बरसाने और ये आपके सामने जो भी हालात हैं और मैं चिल्लाता रहा, भाई मेरी गाड़ी, मेरा क्या लेना देना, मेरा क्या लेना देना। और वो कहते रहे कि आएगा तो CPM आएगा, नहीं तो कोई नहीं रहेगा। तो ये सब होके यहाँ चलता रहा।
कितने लोग था जो आपके ऊपर हमला किया?
30 से 40 आदमी थे।
अच्छा जी।
हमारे लोगों पे जान हमला किया गया, 80 टाइम कोई नहीं आया बाहर निकल करके, और दंगाइयों को इनसे कड़ी से कड़ी सजा मांग की जा रही है। जो यहाँ की सरकार हो चाहे सेंट्रल की सरकार हो, ये ध्यान रखे, नहीं यहाँ पूरा विश्व हिंदू परिषद और पूरा उतरेगा तब समझेगा ये राज्य। इसको समझाइए और हमारी बात पहुँचाइए। हमारे लोगों के काफिले पे हमला किया गया, हमारा किसी से मतलब नहीं था, घर हमारे जानलेवा हमला हमारे ऊपर किया गया और इसको बात को ध्यान रखें।
All right, so those were the priests over there who say that they were attacked by men who were raising slogans in favor of the CPIM. What we know so far of this incident that took place on Tuesday night is that Unidentified people attacked priests outside the ancestral home of the former Tripura Chief Minister Biplab in Udaipur in the Gomti district of Tripura. Now, the incident occurred at a time when a group of priests had arrived at Dev's residence to perform the annual puja over the Shraddh ceremony for Dev's father. Now, according to reports, the mob attacked the saints and vandalized their vehicles. The bystanders and the locals, of course, did try to come to the rescue of the priests. Thereafter, these people, who believed to be 40 to 50 in number, fled. Anirudh is reporting on this. He joins me live from Guwahati now. Anirudh, good morning. Give us more details to begin with of what really happened. Now, we were listening to some of those comments that came in from the priests over there. They seem to suggest that people who attacked them were shouting slogans in favor of the CPIM.
Yes, in fact, we have breaking news coming in at this point in time that former Chief Minister Biplab is in fact enrolled to his village ancestral home as of now. He will be reaching there at around 10:30 a.m. Half an hour from now, and he will be taking part in the rituals which were scheduled earlier. There will be no change of any program. All the programs which were set to take place today will happen as per the schedule. This is what we are getting to know. Meanwhile, yesterday's attack has been seen as a very offensive attack by the opposition as well as by the ruling party. In fact, they have also named that it is the Left Front or the CPM who had carried out this attack at the residence of the ancestral residence of the former Chief Minister in Udaipur. And we are also getting to know that the mob who came not only raised slogans, they also tried to burst into the ancestral home of the former Chief Minister. And when they failed to burst into the house, they set ablaze the shops which were in front of his ancestral residence and also set ablaze the vehicles which were parked outside. It may also be noted that some of the priests from the most revered Shaktipeeth in Tripura, the Tripura Sundari temple, were already there when this attack was carried out last evening at around 10:30. Given the time of the attack at which it was carried out, several questions are also being raised on the police and security forces as if the residence of a former Chief Minister, be it an ancestral residence or a residence for that matter, can be attacked in such a manner by a mob. What will be the fate of general supporters and other party workers for that matter, Rupa?
Has been taken thereafter. We are told that security, of course, has been heightened outside the former Tripura Chief Minister's home. But any comment coming in from Biplab Dev so far?
Yes, as of now, Biplab has not yet commented on the attack that was carried out at his ancestral residence. But yes, we have been informed by the former Chief Minister that he is on his way to his ancestral home and will be reaching there in around half an hour from now, and will also take part in all the rituals and the programs which were scheduled earlier. And there will be no change in any schedule of the rituals which were supposed to take place today at his ancestral residence. He will also perform the yajna which was scheduled to take place today, and that the priest who had already come to his ancestral residence yesterday there, they will be performing the yajna and rituals as per the schedule. We are also, in fact, we are also expecting Biplab Dev to react on this entire incident. We are getting to know that he will be available very shortly. But as of now, he is traveling to his ancestral home and he is enrolled to the village.
All right. So as Anirudh is pointing out, we're given to understand that security, of course, has been heightened over this. Now, Anirudh, any comment that we are getting from the CPIM yet on this alleged action of their workers?
No comment has been made by any political party so far. But given the pattern of the violence that has been witnessed yesterday, it's of a very serious nature. And let me also tell you that security has been heightened as of now. As you were also pointing out, the entire area has been cordoned off.
All right.
Deployment of police and permissive forces have been made. But yes.
All right. So Anirudh, of course, is taking us through the security arrangements that have now been put in place. We are learning that security has been heightened across, and we are still awaiting a comment to come in from Biplab Dev. Thank you very much, Anirudh, for the moment for joining us.
Early morning protests have broken out in the Poonch district of Jammu and Kashmir against the civilian killings by the terrorists in the Rajouri district's Dhangri, wherein the terrorists barged in 4 houses, killing the 4 people on 1st of January, followed by an ID blast that has taken place in the first house that was attacked by the terrorists on 1st of January, and that has taken 2 lives of the minors, after which the protests have broken out. Yesterday there was a complete Band call was given in the Kishtwar and the Doda district, and today the Band call has been given in the Poonch district, wherein protests have begun. The Jammu and Kashmir Bar Association in Jammu has also given a Band call, and the courts will remain shut in the Jammu region against the civilian killings by the terrorists. The people are saying that there needs to be action against the Pakistan, another surgical strike and a foolproof solution for the Pakistan problem that is trying to destabilize Jammu and Kashmir and targeting the minorities. With Sir Jeevan Kumar, Simran Singh for Republic Media Network.
All right, news just coming in. This is a case of shocking civic apathy that has been reported from Chennai. We're now learning that Shobna, an IT professional, lost her life after she was run over by a lorry. Now, this happened when she was taking her younger brother to school, and we are given to understand that her two-wheeler hit a pothole, and thereafter, of course, she fell off her two-wheeler and was run over by a lorry that came from behind. Now, while Shobna died on the spot, her brother sustained injuries and is undergoing treatment. Her body has been sent for an autopsy. Immediately after the accident, we are told that the authorities filled the pothole with gravel. A police investigation is currently underway. This is a tweet that came in from Zoho. This is Sridhar Wembu, the CEO of Zoho, who has tweeted, "One of her engineers, Ms. Shobna, died tragically when her scooter skidded in the heavily potholed roads of Madhura Voyal in Chennai. She was taking her younger brother to school. Our bad roads have caused a tragic loss to her family and to Zoho as well." Let's go across to Varshini, who's reporting on this. She brings us more details. Now, Varshini, this civic apathy has taken another young life in Chennai, and we've just had a tweet come in from Zoho's CEO. But the fact of the matter is that this is abysmal. It could have been avoided. What are authorities telling you?
Nupur, if you see this Tambram-Madhura-Voyal high road where this accident has apparently taken place is one of the very important roads which connects, the south and the north Chennai, and there are many frequent users who commute through this road every single day, and a young engineer who had apparently gone to drop off her brother at a school had slipped, the bike had skid in a pothole, which is definitely shocking to know, because when a lot of people use this particular road every single day, then the condition of the road being this bad is definitely worrisome, and that is what the authorities are responsible for and answerable to right now. As you mentioned, the young girl works for the company Zoho, and the CEO himself has tweeted about this civic apathy that is taking place in the state. Now that the people who are responsible for this, including the engineers and the other MLAs and the local authorities, have to answer for this, is the main demand put forth by the family and the residents of that particular area where this accident has taken place. Therefore, the DMK government is definitely answerable, and they have to extend a statement regarding this as to what is the government planning to do to make sure that these kind of road accidents due to bad road situations do not take place in the future. So there is an expectation that the DMK government or the local authorities, at least for that matter, will be coming out with a letter or a statement as to what happened and how they are going to move forward with this. And there is an expectation that this might come out anytime soon.
Now, we're given to understand, Varshini, that soon after this accident, local authorities, to try and cover up the situation, actually just fill these potholes with gravel. And that, at the heart of it, is the problem, these quick fix solutions that our authorities undertake when something, hits the roof.
Well, Nupur, this pothole menace has always been a bigger problem in the state. And as you rightly mentioned, only when a problem arises, there is a solution being tried to be given for it. And this particular case in that whole incident has been completely, as you mentioned, an attempt to cover up the whole scenario. After the accident has taken place, the local corporation authorities have quickly rushed to the spot, and they have tried to cover up the pothole with cement. And this is definitely more shocking and saddening because it was not done as soon as it was brought to their notice. Only when a life was lost, this kind of an emergency thing was done by the corporation officials, which they could have very well done way before, when there was, it was noted that a pothole was seen in the vicinity. Therefore, it is an attempt to cover up, having more and more questions being raised after a life being lost in this particular accident.
Oh yes, absolutely. Any comments that are coming in from municipal authorities in that area? Because at the end of the day, it is their responsibility to maintain these roads, and, might I add, these appear to be killer roads.
Well, absolutely no. As of now, the municipal authorities are not taking any kind of responsibility and giving an apology or any kind of a response for that matter. But of course, like you mentioned, and like I keep repeatedly saying, it is a responsibility. They have to own it up, and they have to, at least give an apology to the parents who've lost a kid who's a very young, engineer who has been working for a big company firm as well. Therefore, the municipal authorities or the local authorities, political leaders of that particular area have also not come forward with any statement, but it is expected that some or the other person will take responsibility for this menace, and they will come up with a statement.
Absolutely. Stay with us. Mr. Tirupati from the BJP on the phone line with us. Mr. Tirupati, it's a sad morning when, our roads turn into killers for young girls who are just trying to go and drop their brothers to school. And this is one such case that has come to light in Chennai. And look at the pictures, Mr. Tirupati. Municipal authorities quickly come and try to cover up what happened. They filled the area with rubble. They're trying to, essentially make sure that responsibility cannot be affixed on them. What do you make of this, and what is it that you think, what is it that goes through your mind when you look at these pictures?
It is not only that way, the entire Chennai. Why? The entire Tamil Nadu is like that. Tamil Nadu is famous for its very good roads. But unfortunately, after the DMK government came to power, this government has not done anything to lay the roads properly. For the last 2 years, they said that they don't have finance. That's what they say. But unfortunately, the entire Chennai particularly, due to the stormwater drain and other works by the Public Works Department, one day, each and every day, the holes are being dug in Chennai, and the government is irresponsible. I think Somebody has to take it, accountable, and I think the government has to dismiss those who are responsible for this, and definitely those should be punished severely.
Right. Mr. Tirupati, also do you think that a blame should be affixed on civic authorities in cases like this, and an FIR should actually be filed, because at the end of the day it was their responsibility to make sure that commuters can use these pothole-ridden roads safely?
Because of the huge corruption, rampant corruption which is happening across the state. The main problem is corruption, because the roads are not laid properly. Whatever the amount spent, more than 50% goes on the corrupt practice. That is the problem.
All right, Mr. Tirupati, appreciate your speaking to us. Also joining us on the phone line is Kovai Satyan from the AIADMK. Kovai Satyan, good morning. This is, in fact, an extremely sad day for Chennai, for Tamil Nadu, when a young girl loses her life to a pothole. I mean, this is civic apathy at its worst. Do you think that blame and responsibility needs to be affixed? All right, we seem to have lost that audio connection, but I'm going to go back to Varshini on this one. Varshini, has any action being taken against the municipal authorities? Because in a case like this, ideally, perhaps an FIR, and the way forward may just be an FIR being filed against civic authorities, because this was a girl who was just trying to drop her brother to school. Little did she know that a pothole would claim her life.
Well, absolutely, yes, Nupur. It is definitely a very, very saddening situation, an accident that has taken place. And as you are pointing out about how the civic authorities, the municipal authorities has to take responsibility of this matter. As of now, nobody has come forward and they have not yet
Just hold your thoughts for a minute, Varshini. I'm afraid I'll have to interrupt you there. Kovai Satyam on the line with us. Now, Kovai Satyam, I was earlier asking you that do you think that responsibility needs to be affixed on civic authorities to make sure that something like this does not happen again?
Yeah, that is the expectation. Responsibility and accountability has to be fixed, and whoever has erred has to be punished as per the books of the law. But DMK government, Mr. Stalin, MLAs, ministers, none of them will take that initiative because there is corruption at all levels. The 4,000 crore stormwater drainage program is a cherry on icing in corruption, because every road is dug in Chennai city unnecessarily in the name of stormwater drainage, and the kickbacks ranges from 30% and upwards. So when there is corruption at all levels, nobody will come forward to take responsibility. Nobody will be held accountable for this. And DSK leader definitely will not do it, because it is his own MLAs and ministers who are hand in glove with corruption.
All right, Kovai Satyan, appreciate your speaking to us on Republic TV. Thank you very much for joining us. Varshini has been bringing us the latest on this. And of course, just to tell our viewers, there's been a tweet by Sridhar Vembu, the CEO of Zoho, who says one of our engineers, Ms. Shobna, died tragically when her scooter skidded in the heavily potholed roads near Madurovayal in Chennai. She was taking her younger brother to school. Our bad roads have caused a tragic loss to her family and to Zoho. A look now at what else is making news this morning. Unidentified people attacked priests outside the ancestral home of the former Tripura Chief Minister Biplab in Udaipur. The incident occurred at a time when a group of priests arrived at Dev's residence. The mob attacked saints and vandalized their vehicles. Two days in a row, stone pelting has been reported on the Vande Bharat train. The BJP has raised questions as to why no action has been taken after the first attack. However, the TMC has hit back, asking the BJP to not politicize this. Actor Gayatri Raghuram has quit the BJP and has called the BJP party chief Annamalai a tactical liar. She's further added that women are not safe in Tamil Nadu. On the third day of the Delhi hit-and-run probe, victim's friend and the sole eyewitness in this case, Nidhi, gave her testimony to the Delhi police. She revealed that the victim was in a drunken state and insisted on driving the two-wheeler. The BJP's national executive will meet for 2 days on the 16th and 17th of January and is likely to endorse an extension in its national president JP Nadda's tenure. The organizational body will deliberate on its strategy for the upcoming state assembly elections and prepare for the 2024 Lok Sabha polls as well. TDP party president and former Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu has been denied public meetings, rallies and road shows. N. Chandrababu Naidu was planning to tour Chittoor district from today and has been denied permission by the police. In a video shared by the NFL division, an RPF constable from Purnia junction of Kathia railway division can be seen saving the life of a passenger. The BJP National President JP Nadda will be on a 2-day visit to the poll-bound state of Karnataka from the 5th of January. He will be visiting key mutts, including the prominent Veerashaiva Seminary. Early morning protests broke out in Poonch, where anti-Pakistan slogans were raised and effigies were burnt by locals who demanded another surgical strike on Pakistan. IT raids are being carried out across various locations in Hyderabad. We are learning that IT officials have raided the offices of the Excel company. Their offices in Gachibowli, Chandanagar and Bachupalli have been raided. Around 20 teams of the IT department are involved in these raids. We are also getting scant details in terms of what this is regarding. We are learning that there are some irregularities that have been found by the IT department and transactions that have been made by Excel. So pictures on your screen are of various companies under the ambit of the Excel group. Aneri is reporting live on this from Hyderabad. She has more details. Aneri, tell us more, please.
Well, Nupur, what we are being told is that IT company, Excel company group is being raided by the IT officials since early in the morning today. And also at the same time, what we are being told is that after they had found some irregularities in the transactions of the company, that is why we see that these IT raids are being conducted at various locations. Around 20 teams of IT officials are conducting raids, and also at the same time, we are being told that raids are being conducted at multiple locations. Around 3 to 4 locations, IT raids are being conducted, is what we are learning. But yes, also at the same time, after the officials found that it was they had some irregularities in the transactions, and that is the reason why now we see that there are IT raids being conducted. And also at the same time, what we are being told is that this Excel group is the main head office of this is in Chennai, and the corporate office is here in Hyderabad. And we see now that IT officials are conducting raids at various locations. What? Around 20 teams are involved, and they further details will have to wait after.
All right. Thank you very much, Aneri, for bringing us all those details. So as Aneri is pointing out, multi-location raids are being carried out by the IT department.
विप्लव देव हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं, त्रिपुरा के पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री। विप्लव देव जी, बहुत बहुत स्वागत है रिपब्लिक मीडिया पर आपका। सबसे पहले आपसे पूछना चाहूंगा, ठीक एक दिन पहले आपके पिता की पुण्यतिथि थी, उससे पहले ऐसा हादसा हुआ, क्या आपसे दुश्मनी या संतों से दुश्मनी, क्या था ये?
देखिए, ये आपने देखा होगा, पहले भी कम्युनिस्ट ने त्रिपुरा में कोशिश किया था एक समय, जब अर्बन लोकल बॉडी इलेक्शन हुई थी दुर्गा पूजा के लगभग आसपास, जो त्रिपुरा को बदनाम करके मस्जिद जला दी गई। एक इंटरनेशनल लेवल में भी त्रिपुरा को बदनाम करने की, भाजपा सरकार को बदनाम करने की कोशिश की गई, सफल नहीं हो पाई। और सबसे दुखद बात है, जब आज मेरे पिताजी की बरसी है, उसमें यज्ञ करने के लिए मैंने संत लोगों को बुलाया है, और मेरे पत्नी वहां देखभाल करने के लिए गई थी अगरतला से। और देखभाल करके जब कर रही थी, उसी समय कम्युनिस्ट के एक पूर्व मंत्री और विधायक उसी एरिया में, संखालू के एरिया में जाके इनको उकसाया, जुलूस निकाला, वो सब किया है पूरे दिन भर में। और जब मेरी पत्नी वहां जा चुकी थी, तब 7 बजे के आसपास वहां जाके मेरे घर के सामने जहां ये को होगा, वहां कम्युनिस्ट का झंडा लगाने गए। तो झंडा जब लगा रहा था तो सरपंच वगैरह सब लोगों ने मना किया, बोला आज तो ये जब होगा पिताजी की वो है तो आप लोग काल से लगा लीजिए, तो माने नहीं। उसके बाद अपने लोगों को मारपीट किया है, गाड़ी महाराज की जो संत के गाड़ी 3-4 भंगचोर की है। एक सुप्रीम कोर्ट का वकील थे, उनके साथ उनको मारपीटने की कोशिश किया है। उसके बाद उसमें जो भगवान के जो छवि वगैरह लगी हुई थी, सब तोड़फोड़ और राजनी किया है। इस तरीके से 50-60 आदमी का ग्रुप आया है और जो मर्जी वो किया है। और ये जो स्थिति है, कम्युनिस्ट ने बार बार ही पूरे देश में ऐसा कोशिश करते हैं, जो विशेष संप्रदाय के लोगों को उकसा के राजनीति करना चाहते हैं। और ये बहुत ही दुर्भाग्यजनकपूर्ण है। और क्योंकि हम लोगों ने पिछले 2018 से सत्ता संभाला, त्रिपुरा में कोई भी दांगा हमने नहीं दिया, किसी के साथ कुछ भी नहीं, सब मिलकर हम लोग चल रहे थे। कम्युनिस्ट बार बार ये सब करके राजनीति करना चाहती है और मुझे बहुत दुख है क्योंकि मैंने कभी भी कांग्रेस ऐसा भेदभाव नहीं किया। एक प्रशासक के नाते जो काम करने के लिए डेवलपमेंट के मुद्दों पर लेकर काम किया है और त्रिपुरा में दिखता है। तो ये जो कोशिश किया है, मैं इसको करता हूँ और ऐसी भावना के साथ त्रिपुरा में ऐसा करना, मेरे पिताजी का बरसी वो अलग विषय है, किंतु ये दूसरे किसी सिटीजन के साथ भी हो सकती थी। मैं भी एक नागरिक हूँ, नागरिक के नाते मैं देखता हूँ ये बहुत ही कम्युनिस्ट के घिनौना सोच है। और उनके जो असली चेहरा जब निर्वाचन आ रही है सामने, इनके असली चेहरा दिखता है, जो कि एक अनुष्ठान जिसके पिता के बरसी है, उसको भी इस तरीके से इन लोगों ने इसको मजाक बनाने की कोशिश करके अपना सत्ता और राजनीतिक रोटी छेकना चाहते हैं। निश्चित ये ऊपर वाला भी विचार करेगा और निश्चित त्रिपुरा के आम जनता इसके ऊपर अपना विवेक के साथ विचार जरूर करेगी।
विप्लव जी, नाराजगी किस बात से थी? क्या आप लोगों ने सत्ता उखाड़ फेंकी माकपा की वहां से, सीपीएम की सत्ता उखाड़ी, ये नाराजगी थी या फिर आपसे नाराजगी थी? क्योंकि मौका नहीं था, पुण्यतिथि थी आपके पिता के, उस वक्त ऐसी घटना को अंजाम देना कई सवाल खड़े कर रहा है।
ये देखिए, ये हमारे परंपरा के भारत के व्यवस्था के खिलाफ, जो व्यवस्था के खिलाफ करना, ये कम्युनिस्ट का ये इनका स्वभाव में है। भारत का विरोध करना, उनके परंपरा सिस्टम को तोड़ना है, तो उसमें कोई बड़ी बात नहीं। कम्युनिस्ट का स्वभाव है, सब दुनिया जानती है, ऐसा ही करता है। तो और बाकी कम्युनिस्ट को हम लोगों ने 2018 में हराया, जनता ने हराया। हम लोगों ने अपील की, हम लोग एक पॉलिटिकल पार्टी से काम करते हैं और जनता ने उनको हराया है, तो हम लोगों ने नहीं हराया। हम लोग तो एक पार्टी के कार्यकर्ता है, हम भी जनता है और जनता ने हराया है और उसको कम्युनिस्ट को मान लेनी चाहिए। और बीजेपी सब जीती नहीं, एक अकेला शून्य से सरकार बनाया है, अकेला। और हमारे साथ एक अलायंस भी थी, इसके सिवा भी हमारे पास मेजोरिटी थी। हम लोग जनता के दिया हुआ राय की मेजोरिटी सरकार चला रहे हैं और इस लोगों ने इस बहुत सालों बाद डेवलपमेंट को देखा है। कम्युनिस्ट ने कभी भी त्रिपुरा में डेवलपमेंट किया ही नहीं, ना उनका सोच थी। उनके सोच सभी समय एक दूसरे को लगा के राजनीति करना है और विशेष करके दो संप्रदाय का अंतर ऐसा करके करना है। ये सब यहाँ नहीं, चाहे तो जेलों में जाइए, कहीं भी जाइए, उनका राजनीति उभारते की है, इसके बाहर। तो मैं आपके माध्यम से कम्युनिस्ट के ये सोच को करता हूँ, साथ ही साथ इनको मैं बोलता हूँ, इनको मैं ईश्वर से कामना करता हूँ, इनको सद्बुद्धि दे और डेवलपमेंट के साथ जोड़े। और डेवलपमेंट होगा तो कम्युनिस्ट के परिवार का भी होता। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में जब हम घर थे, प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना घर त्रिपुरा में रिकॉर्ड करके दिया हुआ है, तो सबको मिला है, कम्युनिस्ट के घर को मिला है। पानी देते हैं, जल जीवन मिशन के माध्यम से 7% पानी दे चुका है, फ्री सबको दिया है। 5 किलो कर फ्री चावल देते हैं, 24,76,000 लोगों को दे रहा है, तो सबको दे रहा है। तो ऐसा नहीं है जो कम्युनिस्ट के होते ही लोगों को देगा, दूसरे लोगों को नहीं देगा, संप्रदाय देख के देगा, ऐसा त्रिपुरा में नहीं है। क्योंकि माननीय प्रधानमंत्री के नेतृत्व में भाजपा की सरकार और भारत सरकार ऐसे ही काम करते हैं, सबका साथ सबका विकास के साथ। वही हमारा मंत्र है, हम उसी दिशा में काम करेंगे। कम्युनिस्ट जितना भी कोशिश करे, भाजपा की सरकार डेवलपमेंट के साथ काम करेगी।
तो विप्लव जी, सबसे बड़ा सवाल ये उठ रहा है कि एक दिन पहले रतन भौमिक जो माकपा के मंत्री रहे माकपा सरकार में, उन्होंने बैठक की थी विशेष समुदाय के साथ। क्या ये वही लोग थे जिनके साथ बैठक की? क्या उन पर शक है आपको?
बिल्कुल, वो तो अभी सामने भी आ गया, वही लोग हैं और उनके नाम धाम भी सामने आ गया। वो सामने ही थे, सामने विरोध के सब लोगों ने देखा, उनके नाम से केस मामला भी की गई। लोग थे जिनके साथ उन्होंने बैठक किया है, वही उनके नेता है और वो एक विशेष संप्रदाय से है। सबके सब वही वो है, वो प्रमाणित हो चुकी है और उसको वो सबके सामने आ चुकी है।
बिप्लब देव जी, क्या इससे विकास रुक जाएगा? भाजपा ने विकास की जो बयारबाजी है त्रिपुरा में, जो विकास पहले नहीं हुआ था त्रिपुरा में जब आपकी सरकार नहीं थी, बीजेपी की सरकार नहीं थी, क्या उसे रोकना चाहते हैं तमाम लोग साजिश के तहत?
देखिए, स्वाभाविक है, कम्युनिस्ट सभी समय विकास विरोधी है, डेवलपमेंट विरोधी है। क्योंकि जहां भी डेवलपमेंट हो जाएगा, आत्मनिर्भर मानसिकता तैयार हो जाएगा, तब कम्युनिस्ट नहीं रहती है। कम्युनिस्ट को कभी भी डेवलपमेंट अच्छा नहीं लगता, उसके विरोध में रहता है। इनका काम ही है डेवलपमेंट करे तो उसको तोड़ना, उसको रोकना, उसको बंद करना, इंडस्ट्री को रोक देना। ये कम्युनिस्ट के नियम है, स्वभाव में है। इसीलिए तो 25 साल लगा था सरकार में रहने के बावजूद भी त्रिपुरा में कुछ नहीं कर पाया। आज त्रिपुरा के पार्टी पेटा इनकम लोगों का, जो कि 1,444 रुपए थे कम्युनिस्ट के समय, आज कोरोना के 2 साल होने के बावजूद भी 1,41,000 रुपए पर कैपिटा इनकम त्रिपुरा के लोगों को हो चुकी है। त्रिपुरा के बजट जो कम्युनिस्ट के समय जो कि 14,000 के आसपास होती थी 2017 में, 14,000 करोड़ की, वो आज 27,00,000 करोड़ में पहुंचेंगे। हमारे कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर हमने बढ़ाया है, हमने रेवेन्यू कलेक्शन बढ़ाया है। अभी जीएसटी का अपने स्टेट वाइज देखिएगा, त्रिपुरा जैसा छोटी छोटी इंडस्ट्री है, बड़ी इंडस्ट्री नहीं होने के बावजूद भी 15% जीएसटी कलेक्शन त्रिपुरा में बढ़ी है। तो त्रिपुरा को कम्युनिस्ट रोक नहीं सकते। ये आप हम ये सब कोशिश हर बार वो पूरे देश में किए जाते हैं और ये कम्युनिस्ट के स्वभाव में कोशिश जरूर ये लोग करते रहते हैं, किंतु जनता उनको पराजित करेंगे, जनता इनके साथ नहीं देंगे, ये हमारा पूरा विश्वास है।
आपके तरफ से कोई एफआईआर लॉन्च की गई है? किसी के नाम डाला गया उसमें विप्लव जी?
मैंने अपने तरफ से कोई एफआईआर दर्ज तो नहीं की, किंतु वहां केस मामला ली गई ऐसा मुझे जानकारी है।
जी, और विप्लव जी, जिस वक्त ये हादसा हुआ, जब घटना को अंजाम दिया गया, परिवार के लोग कहाँ थे? आप लोग कहाँ थे? क्योंकि एक दिन बाद आपके यहाँ आज पुण्यतिथि थी, आज हवन का कार्यक्रम था वहां।
जब मैं तो अगरतला में था, मेरी पत्नी वहां थी कि वो महाराज के साथ देखभाल करने के लिए गई थी। हाफ एन आवर पहले वहां से निकल चुकी थी। उसके निकलने आधा घंटे के बाद एक घटना घटी।
जी विप्लव जी, क्या ये लोग आपके परिवार को निशाना बनाना चाह रहे थे? क्योंकि उस वक्त आपके परिवार का कोई सदस्य वहां नहीं था, संतों पर हमला किया गया, आसपास के लोगों ने बचाया इन लोगों को।
देखिए, मेरे परिवार को निशाना बनाना चाहा ना क्या, मैं ये तो कह नहीं सकता, मैं भविष्य दर्शी नहीं हूँ। मैं जरूर ये कहना चाहूंगा, जो इनकी सोच जो कम्युनिस्ट का है, जो एक सुश्री सांप्रदायिक सुश्री देके राजनीति करना है, नहीं तो भाई मेरे पिताजी का बरसी है, मैं यहाँ यज्ञ करूंगा, मैंने किसका नुकसान किया? मैंने तो सब लोग निमंत्रण भी सब आए जो तुम्हें भाग ले। और हमारे जो भारत की परंपरा है, एक संतान अपने पिता के लिए बरसे में पूजा अर्चना करता है, तो वही मैंने कि इसके बाहर कुछ नहीं है।
चलिए, एक आखिरी सवाल आपसे करूंगा। अब ये घटना हो गई, अब क्या संदेश देना चाहेंगे ऐसे साजिश करने वाले लोगों को, और क्या हवन होगा आपके घर पे?
बिल्कुल, मैं अभी आपके इसके बाद में निकलूंगा यहाँ से, 1 घंटे के रास्ता है, मैं जाऊंगा वह हवन मैं करूंगा। और मैंने पिताजी का जो आत्मा को शांति मिले उसके लिए मैं हवन जरूर करूंगा। और हम लोग डरने वाले लोग नहीं है, और कम्युनिस्ट इस तरीके से कभी भी समाज व्यवस्था को तोड़ नहीं सकता। ये भारत है, भारत को कभी भी तोड़ नहीं सकते। व्यवस्था को तोड़ने की किसी ने नहीं कर पाया, कम्युनिस्ट भी नहीं कर पाया। 25 साल वो सत्ता में रहे, तब भी हमारे व्यवस्था को, हमारे कृष्टि को, संस्कृति को रोक नहीं पाया, आज भी नहीं रोक पाएंगे। जीत जनता की होगी और निश्चित आत्मा की जीत होगी और डेवलपमेंट की जीत होगी।
चलिए, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया रिपब्लिक मीडिया से बातचीत करने के लिए बिप्लब देव जी आपका।
You were just watching that exclusive conversation with the former Chief Minister of Tripura, Biplab, whose house was set ablaze. His ancestral home was set ablaze yesterday night at around 10:30 p.m. by unidentified miscreants. Police are hard on the case, and these are raising the Chief Minister there, saying that it was a targeted attack. The politics of the CPIM have always been that of violence in the state, and he says